ever would be. It's cooler than Antarctica's weather would be. Damn, I think my swagger is a weapon to me. And dudes don't count you off the record to me. So don't be stepping to me, trying to shake my hand. I'm already the man, ain't trying to make your band. I feel the fact that I'm real just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fact that I'm real just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every lady wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. 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 You're not really seeing me, dog. Real talk. You feeling whacker than you ever would be. In mind, you think you.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Guys, I did a video earlier this morning about the Housewives of Atlanta. It's a mess right now on the internet about what's going on with the show. And so I wanted to do a live and kind of get on here. Hopefully some of you guys are interested in come up and even talking about this because I feel like as fans of the show, whether you like this season or not, it's a lot to be talked about. Okay. So let's go ahead and take care of the business of the channel. Then let's just jump into it. If you want to join my tribe, please stay by my side. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you turn them on all so you get notified every time I go live. Like the video, share the video, comment down here in the comment section. Then come over here and comment in the chat. Let's play the intro and let's get into it. Let's go.
I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair.
All right, y'all, and we are back. All right, let me say what's up to Toria in the chat. Hey, Toria. Hello, SoDeb. What's going on to Jen Holiday? Hey, friend, how are you today? I'm doing amazing. How are you, Winnie? Toria 267. Hey, SoDebNair. What's going on to Miss Platinum 2001? Hello, SoDebNair in chat. What's going on to Carolyn Bird? Hey, Deb. What's going on, Carolyn? Long time no see. Okay. So I want to talk about what I recorded this morning. Y'all, I woke up this morning, I saw this, I was like, you know what? I never really do pre-records, and I had time this morning because thank God I woke up early. So I was able to push that out really quick. I feel like I was rushing though, and I really wanted to dive into this conversation because they're comparing this show to other shows. And to me, this is my own personal opinion, I think it's unfair. Atlanta was the first charting housewife show, right? And we are watching something that I feel, again, is unfair. Because if we're talking about ratings, we're talking about the show as a whole and all those things. It's almost like when, like, what is it like? Like it's almost like throwing away your icons. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Nene can't come back. You know, we understand that. A lot of y'all want Phaedra back, but the reality is that Phaedra made a bed that she has to lay in. She's over here on Married to Medicine. To me, I think that's a dangerous game to even play, but she's there, right? I wanted to read also that, you know, we got the information this morning from Love B. Scott. And if I'm not mistaken, Love B. Scott does have like a certain contract with Bravo. So, you know, we all are in belief that this is credible, that we're getting this information. I'm not really sure how much more credible that TV Deets is, but TV Deets says Bravo denies Real Housewives of Atlanta reboot reports. Nothing official has been decided. It says Bravo is denying reports Real Housewives of Atlanta is heading for a reboot after season 15. Earlier today, Love B. Scott reported that Real Housewives of Atlanta was heading for a reboot after a disastrous season, according to their producer sources. Here's what the report says. A source close to production tells us that Bravo is beyond thrilled with the reception of the recently rebooted Real Housewives of New York. So they're fully on board with production's decision to recast Real Housewives of Atlanta. The network is also very pleased with upcoming seasons of Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine. I don't understand why Married to Medicine or Potomac, what they had to do with any of this. Like, to me, that part doesn't make sense to me. Casting for fresh new peaches is already underway. We're told production has been quietly reaching out to managers and agents looking for new girls. There's no interest in bringing back any old faces either, not Portia or Kim Zolciak. Now, are they not interested in bringing them back because they can't afford to bring them back? Or are they not interested because they want to reboot the show? And I feel like they're blaming that, and I'll drop the link for you, Busy. I think that, one, they're blaming the girls for the reason why the ratings are low, but production's job is to make the show interesting. Whatever they filmed should have been interesting enough, and if it wasn't, their editing should have made it good enough. That's production's job. So to me, production blaming on the girls is a cop-out to me. Okay. I read this part. Now, insiders are suggesting that any reports of a Real House Atlanta reboot are premature. Bravo denies Real House of Atlanta reboots reports. Nothing official has been decided, a source told Page 6, blaming the reports on fan feedback. Again, fans are always all over the place when it comes to Atlanta. They're always all over the place. So why would they take the feedback from the fans? And then you have to also realize, are they really fans of the show? A lot of these people, and I learned this with Basketball Wives, a lot of people that are complaining are definitely not fans of the show. They don't even watch the show. They just go online and they complain. So a lot of people are not even fans of the show. Fans feedback that has suggested some viewers would like to see a change ahead of season 16, while the network is reportedly casting new women, as they always do towards the end of a season. Page 6 is also reporting that they haven't been able to find reboot worthy women, and that could be the case. Especially to fit in with this cast. That could definitely be the case. These are women who are established. This wasn't like when Nene, Kim, Deshawn, Sheree, and Lisa Wu came onto the show. We didn't know any of them, but you have Kenya, you have Candy, you have Sanya. Even though we didn't all follow Sanya first came on the show. But you had Claudia Jordan, you had Shamari, you had like real people who had celebrity status on this show. A lot of these other shows don't have that, so it is going to be hard for them to cast people on this show. On Housewives of Atlanta, they haven't found any famous people of note that want to be on the reboot. And if they can't find any famous people that want to be on the show, then they can't reboot the entire show, said the source. A separate second source also denied the reboot rumors to Entertainment Tonight. A second source, however, lets ET know decisions have been made, tells ET no decisions have been made and likely won't be made until after the reunion airs, reports the entertainment outlet. While many news outlets are crediting Love B. Scott with the reboot news, we exclusively shared on August 18th episode of TVD's podcast that Bravo was considering a Real Housewives of New York style reboot for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And we'll just say that it's interesting the story surfaced again today. So TVD is saying that Bravo is denying these allegations. Okay. I do want to say that they did post something else. I have that over here now. No, this is not it. I emailed myself some other stuff that I seen from TVDs off of you. It didn't come from my email. But I want to talk about this. What's going on to Aquarius MC says, hope all is well. I am mad. They let my girl Kenya Moore, my Aquarius twin, go. She's not right now. We don't know. Toria says paying Kenya and Candy 100K an episode is too much. Production is who they need to get rid of, period. After the reunion is when they are going to make the decision. And I believe that. I understand that part. Especially with the pay of Kenya and Candy. But if Bravo could not afford that, well, why would they even pay them that? You know, yeah, the ratings were high, but they also know that, you know, it's a job. We don't all have a good year on our job. You know, jobs go up and down. So why would they not plan ahead when it comes down to negotiations of contracts and payments? Yes, Candy may have gotten more because of her celebrity status and her connection to the industry. I don't know if you guys remember, like a few years ago, Candy talked about, you know, Bravo scratched her back. She scratched Bravo's back. And that's why she was able to do a lot of things. They even talked about how when certain things went on, they went to Candy to go talk to the network. And then I believe at some point they tried to go behind Candy's back and it didn't get done. Things didn't get done. But that's because of the relationship that Candy has with them and the pull in the industry that she has. Candy has more pull than any housewife on any franchise when it comes down to anything. So, of course, she would be the person that they would give her the money to because money-wise, financially wise, she's pouring more money back into the franchise. What's going on, TV Hargett? Hey, Bravo is always lying. And Miss Cloud 2001 says it wouldn't be the same with a lot of new girls. I don't think so either. I see you shaking your head in the back.
Oh no, because it said I could stream this to my audience, and I was thinking I didn't know that that's a new thing that I can do.
Oh yeah, they've been doing that.
Oh, they've been doing it.
We've done
First
it
of all,
haven't we done it before?
Yes, we have together, or maybe it's because you're still on my account. I just don't. I took you off as a manager because you're sneaky.
Even without being on your account, you can still do it. Me and the candy shop do it all the time.
Who?
Me and the candy shop.
So this what I'm about to say. First of all, I took umbrage to what your video that you had earlier today, and it really bothered me. I'm gonna tell you why it bothered me. Because you don't know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. You don't have the I and you don't have the T. You're not smart enough. You don't know what you're talking about.
So give it to what you do.
Do. I think that a reboot is needed. If this is true, shout out to Love B. Scott. Love you. Damn. Mm-hmm. I think that a reboot is needed. These girls, and I've been coming in and out because I was trying to get myself ready. The dogs was trying to get themselves together as well. Say get their camera time in. So
we can't even see it because you're in the way. Oh, okay. Guess he got y'all together for nothing.
I think what really bothered me about all of this was just that I know a lot of people are like, it's production's fault. It's production's fault. It's production's fault. Mm-hmm. We've watched enough interviews now at this point to see that Candy has admitted I wasn't around. Mm-hmm. I wasn't around. I wasn't doing my job. The girl, like, I was booked and busy, and Real Housewives of Atlanta was not a priority. Okay. We watched other interviews that showcased that Kenya was like that showcased Kenya saying, like, I've been bored and I have nothing to work with. There's nothing else I have to do. There's nothing else how can I give more than this because I have nothing to work with? We have other interviews and sources saying Drew just be coming up on here making us stuff. That's what she's gonna do. If these are the people that production have to work with, like, y'all give me these three people. So you give me three people who are thirsty, whether y'all like it or not. They're thirsty, hungry for money, want to work. They're going to give you their life. They're going to give you some fake stuff. They're going to give you something. And you got three other people casted with them. One who's not showing up because she got escape shows or movies or anything else. The other one who was like, I'm bored. And that's why I don't want to give. I have nothing to do. I have no time. And the other one who she's going to follow behind those two. And then when she does come in, she's lying about stuff. How is this production's fault? Like, half of the cast have adamantly said, yeah, I wasn't working enough. Like, half of the cast. Candy has said it on that speak on it that she did with Jamie That's Me. She was like, yeah, I was getting in trouble because I just wasn't working. I wasn't there. I wasn't coming around. They had the time. They had the shoots. Kenya was saying, I'm bored. So what can I give? There's no fire to give. Yeah, because I'm bored. Yeah, I'm bored. So I'm not really doing my job because I'm bored. Mm-hmm. And then the other one, she in and out. She got colds. She sick, Croy sick, everybody sick. She coming up with lies. It's just, y'all blaming production for that?
So when it comes to Candy, like I hope you say everything that she said. She also said that at the beginning, before they started filming, she gave her schedule, and they still booked stuff. They still booked stuff for the show, even though they knew her schedule that she couldn't be there.
Because we're shooting a TV show.
But this was before they started filming the TV show.
Yes, so but production has a time period. Production has a time period.
Even when she did the show with Jamie. What's the girl's name that's behind the camera? I forgot her name.
Jamie,
okay. Even Jamie said she talked about Candy giving her schedule before filming started. They didn't understand why they booked those trips while Candy was supposed to be out of town doing work. Like if we're going to follow their lives, that's her life. So how can they follow her life if she's not going to be around? And y'all know that.
And you know whose fault that is? Then one of them is that production. It's not production's fault. Production didn't put together Kenya's event. Kenya decided this is the time that the thing was going to happen.
That's her. So let's talk about the stuff that happened on the show.
No, that happened on the show. Kenya made an event on the dates that Candy wasn't going to be available. Because if we're going off of
what you're talking about her opening of her spa.
No, if we're talking about anything that has to do with, well, they were making events when you had shows, and she was like, yeah, I don't understand. I was upset. Girl, didn't your best Judy make an event? Your best girlfriend made an event. If you claiming that everybody knew you was gonna be out, your best girlfriend made an event.
Said that they turned their schedules in before filming started. So
and Kenya's and Candy's best Judy, Kenya Moore hair care, had a road trip.
Candy for not being there if she gave her schedule for her filming.
I'm not saying we can. I'm not saying that we can blame Candy for putting in her schedule. What I am saying is that these are the days production is going to happen. Okay. What days won't you be available during this filming schedule? And everybody handed in their stuff. She should have been more close with the cast to say, hey, can you work around these dates? Remember when they had that argument with Kim? They was like, girl, we told you to tell us when to pick the dates. We picked these dates because you told us what dates to pick. They planned specifically around her. It sounds like Candy's just like, yeah, well, I told the production. Yeah, but did you tell the other girls, like, this is not going to be a good date for me? This is not going to be a good date for me. We keep trying to blame production and how we supposed to keep filming and keeping the show going. And it's what bothers me is that if we work in all of these days a week, you can't tell me, well, I'm not going to be available. Okay, well, girl, then you won't get paid and you won't be here. And then when your performance review comes around and you're like, well, I told you I was going to be out 2-3 weeks. Yes, you did tell us that you're going to be on, and we've taken that into consideration as we do your evaluation, and you won't be here next year. Okay, go to another company and take those 2 weeks or 3 weeks off. Okay, do what you think you need to do.
If you've ever worked on a production, that is their job.
Whoa, what you're not going to do is disrespect me. I have worked production.
Well, I can ask you which one, but my thing is this: as a person who has been on a production team, like the director, your job is to know everybody's schedule. So if Kenya would have came to me and said, hey, I want to do this event on this date, and we like, oh, let me look at the schedule, Candy's not available, and she decided to still do that, that's a Kenya thing. That's not a Candy thing.
But that's what I'm saying. This is not it's a Kenya thing, not a production thing.
Okay.
Because everybody keep blaming production. It's production fault. It's production fault. It's a production fault. It's not a production problem. At the end of the day, Kenya still did her event.
It still is a production thing because when it's all said and done, when they have to come down to the editing, they have to come down to the final product production. I mean, we've watched it on many of reality shows. They're like, I don't even know how this guy here, when this guy here, because that's not even the order of the things that happen. Like we've seen that before. Production has the power to make the show what it is. That's their job.
Yep.
Okay.
I agree. And I'm sorry, Busy. I hear what you're saying.
Hey, Cindy.
Hey,
Cindy, girl.
Hey, so I hear what you're saying, and I understand part of that is true, but these women are not new cast members, right? Like like so Deb said, they are known celebrities before when they got on the show.
Mhm.
And then also they've been filming this. It's not like they just started filming this year, right?
Yeah.
They've been filming this show for so many years, for over a decade, some of them, and it's kind of like they know how to manage their schedules to accommodate the show and shooting the show. But if you keep bringing in, like Kenya said, all of these random people that didn't really have to work hard to get their peach, even though Marlo has worked super hard to get hers, she's just not a good fit for the whole, the whole community
You about to be
of those women. I'm just saying, like you that
I'm with you, Cindy. I hear you.
and that is production's job. Like they were saying, I mean, if even if we go back to the Carlos King of it all, he it was his job to control Phaedra and that storyline. And because he didn't do that correctly, he was fired, and so was she, and she was banned. So why?
Well, she
Why?
left the show. He left the show. That was that. Like they said that even in Cocktails and Queens.
Okay, well, okay, say he left the show, but it was because of his poor management of that storyline. So I just feel like that's his job to do that. That's the showrunner's job in this particular current production team to make sure that his stars, and I'm going to say it's, Kenya, Candy. Sheree has never been an anchor for the show, even though she is an OG. And these random other girls that they keep bringing on, Sanya hasn't worked since she's been on. I'm not as bothered by Drew, but, definitely, I think we could do without Marlo, Sanya, and they need to figure it out. But again,
Sanya hasn't worked. So you're saying Sanya has not worked since she got on here? You saying?
no, she's worked, but we don't care about her. Like she hasn't worked to earn her peach. They gave it to her because she's an Olympian and she was another name, but she didn't really necessarily fit with the girls. She fit more when she got into the clique with Sheree and Marlo. But I mean, even
And it didn't even seem authentic. At their friendship
yeah,
didn't seem authentic. I mean, the fact that even like that Marla was at Sanya's ultrasound was like,
right. That
why?
just seems so random. And
Yeah,
again,
I would rather that than a little boy. Like they didn't seem that. They didn't seem that awkward. I would rather that than the little boy coming with her.
but it
I
also
agree.
makes
I
sense
agree.
if Marlo could come, hell, shit, you could win
But
because
Marlo fit more in that. Do you guys not agree? Marlo fit more going with Sanya to her appointment because she played the friend of the show.
Yes.
yeah,
And
well, yeah,
that's what made it work.
I
I
hear
wasn't
what you're
annoyed.
saying, Cindy. I think this is where my frustration is.
Uh-huh.
Candy, Sheree, and Kenya are seasoned in this. They're not new. So you know how people looked at Nene as this anchor because sometimes she'll come in and be like, okay, this is what we about to do.
Yeah.
Okay. And you gotta work, you gotta work, you gotta work, you gotta work, you gotta work. And yes, this production's job is to do that.
Right.
But then also you would assume Candy Burrs Tucker, who's been on this show for I don't know how many years, is also able to say, okay, y'all, this is not good. Or Kenya Moore, who wants the show to be so great,
but
can
Kenya
go
said,
into a
she
scene.
said that she did do that. She said
Yes,
she
that's
cut
right.
it. She broke the fourth wall. She cut that and said, "Y'all, this is boring. Like I don't."
Yeah,
it's boring.
that's different than okay, y'all. We're not doing our job well enough, and we need to make it better. That's different than during a scene saying, "You're boring, you're boring." Now
No,
that's
that's
just
not what she said.
that's
Though.
That's not what
chopping.
That's not what she
that's not
said.
What
Is it?
she said because she said she stopped
said,
and broke the fourth wall during an outing that they were in and said, "You're boring, you're boring. This is not
No,
working.
that's
None of
not
this
what
stuff
she
is."
said.
She
So
said, "Y'all, this is boring. We need to get this together."
no, that's not what she said, you guys. What she said was she broke the fourth wall and she said, "You're ruining the show."
Oh, you're ruining the show.
She
That's what
said,
she
"You're
did say.
ruining the show.
And what
This
is
is
she
what needs to
doing?
happen, and this is what needs to happen, and you guys need to do this." And she said it was when they were at that dinner, and Drew wound up crying. But
Mhm.
again, she said that she stopped it being on the show for so long, saying, "You're ruining it."
And
I
I
mean,
mean, and I believe that because they are ruining it. I think that they all are
yeah.
ruining it. The thing I also believe is this:
Who is they all?
everybody that's on the show. To be
Okay,
honest,
Yeah.
I'm just making
because
sure.
I think that for me, because this is an ensemble show, everybody has to work or
Yeah.
it doesn't work. And you cannot ride off the back of Candy and Kenya. And let's say I'll even say Drew, because Drew worked her ass off the season for
Yeah.
the time that she did.
And you don't think Sonya did?
I don't know what
No.
he did this season, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
And
She started off the
also-
season with that party where the big conflict started, because they said that they didn't show the Kenya Moore hair care salon because girl, nothing happened there. Like, it's cute,
But no,
but
you
just
said
show
the
your
beginning
thing.
at the beginning.
At the beginning of the season,
What
it
were you
started
from the season?
in the beginning of the season. It really started off with a bang at Ross's birthday party. Child, we
But
got the
nobody
Martell
cares
and
about-
Kenya. We got they did. That's what we were talking about the whole
Busy.
season.
Nobody
We got the
cares
Martell
about
and Kenya.
Sanya.
We got the Courtney and Candy, when she was about to blow up on her. We like all of these things started the season off, and then after that, we had to learn about her kicking out her sibling. I care about Sanya. I don't know why people don't like her. I care about her story.
About a party that Sanya had where Kenya was activated, Candy was activated.
Okay.
The people who are working, and
Okay.
then all she did was
And
create an
Drew-
event or a space for them to be activated.
And Drew
Yes.
wasn't even there at the party, and her milk dud head husband was.
Yes, and that's part of the, like, all of that is part of the drama where
But
there were
she
other
wasn't
events
part
that
of it. She just
nothing
got in.
She
happened.
wasn't.
She hosted it.
But she wasn't part of anything. She just was there. She hosted an event, and then that's just like them.
And everything got kicked off.
What?
Everything got kicked off. And
No.
Sonya started it. She started the season. And then we had these storylines of Martell and Sheree. We had these storylines of Courtney.
So
and
you want to
Katie.
remember her this season because they went to her party and made whatever.
No, I'm
part of the
saying
show we
she
had.
started the season off, and we can't lie and say that we were not infatuated like this first one or two
We
episodes.
weren't infatuated with her.
I wasn't. Nobody were. Look, they said this in every breakdown that I've seen today.
Okay.
Is that the first 2 episodes and the last 2 episodes were the most interesting.
That's what I heard.
Oh,
And
isn't that what I'm
because
just
they said
talking
that-
about?
No,
but you're
because they
giving
said that the editing-
Stanya the credit for that.
Because it was her event.
But she wasn't
But
the
she
person who
wasn't
made
the
it
one
interesting.
doing any of the
Yeah,
drama.
she didn't have to do. She didn't have to create the drama. She at least created the event so that this stuff could happen. Like you need,
No.
because of this in this circle of group.
How would
and
she
this
know
circle of friends.
that those issues were going to happen? Though?
She
Because Sanya was in every room and she knew exactly what was about to. She was a part of every. If you look back at the first episode, she was there when Sheree was talking to Courtney, and she was like, "Oh, well, she's going to be at the party if you want to talk to her about it." She was there and talking to Sheree about what's going on with Martell, and well, Candy said, Kenya said she has her. Sonya was a part of all of those conversations. It was not news to her.
From what I remember, Sanya was just standing there while Sheree spoke, and then when Courtney spoke, she was just standing
Well,
there.
Busy is basically saying that she put the battery in everybody's bag. Is that what you're saying?
She didn't though.
I mean, if that's what you call her working, but I know maybe you remember that she put the battery in the bag. But outside,
I'm not saying she put the battery in the bag. We've had some boring events.
Well, then
this year
what did she
people
do? Then Busy, if she put the battery in the back, then what are you even saying? Because
I was trying to get through her whole year, but I was saying how I felt like she started it off.
all right,
with
so
this
go through her whole
with
year.
this extravagant event that actually popped off everybody else's storylines. In my opinion, she started off this group. She started off the season with the storylines that a lot of people were going to be running with throughout the entire season. And I love that, or at least the first half of the season. And it was opulence. Okay. She spent money on this event. You had the girls and the guys and everybody. I think the only other event that can compare is probably Candy's event. And maybe we didn't see Kenya's hair salon opening. Maybe that one was a lot of money spent. Who knows? Sheree always do stuff at her house. So, but I hear that the
Ray spent
event
a lot of money for that sip and see.
It was at her house.
It was a sip and see. She paid a lot of money.
It was at her house. So so she kicked off the season. Then after that, we had to go through her family issues that she was dealing with, and what it looks like.
Her kicking her family out the house again.
Yes.
We've seen that for almost.
She didn't kick her. So, one, she didn't kick them out the house again. This is the first time she kicked them out.
They've been talking about kicking them out since she's been on the show.
Yes, they've been talking about we may need to get our own space.
But I don't think they could just pick up one day and get a house to live in because they're talking about it. First of all, it went.
So are you gonna allow me to get through what I think, or you? Just
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Yep.
Sorry.
I'm gonna mute myself. Go ahead.
That would be best.
I'm gonna just keep it on there. But go ahead.
Okay. So then she starts to talk about this thing, and then it really creates this riff and dynamic in her work relationship with her sister and her brother-in-law. Mm-hmm. And I know that hit a nerve for me because I have those sibling issues where it's like I need your help, but I don't need your help. And then we're getting frustrated and we're getting into fights, and seeing all of that unravel and fold out. And then she's going through this pregnancy issue of whether or not she's going to be able to do it, whether or not she's not going to be able to do it. Is this a smart thing to do? She's feel like she's caught in the middle of these friendships, or she's teetering, tottering, or who's right or who's not right, and who's the best way to be, and all of this stuff. I felt like she was a dynamic character. Now, was she rah, rah, rah? No, but I feel like she definitely had a storyline this year, and it revolved around her family issues, her work issues. It revolved around the way she's going to do work. She had to do last minute work because she had no assistant anymore, and had to call in Kenya. And then her sister was like, "Girl, I'll curl your hair, but I'm leaving." And that family dynamic. And now she's having a baby, but her husband's not there. Her family's there. She told her son, but then she has a miscarriage. And how do you deal with that? I feel like she has so much of a story, and I got emotional when she was crying about telling her son and all that. Like, I felt really invested in Sanya's story. Like, throughout the whole entire time, I felt invested when she felt like she was on opposite sides of the fence, and she didn't know. People were feeling like, oh no, you're being complacent, and other people were feeling like, oh no, you need to pick a side. And she's in this middle ground of what am I supposed to do, which is how it is with her family and her husband. I want you guys to live with me because I love your help, but also Ross wants me to do this. I want to have a baby, but also I don't want to have a baby because Ross. And I feel like she's been flipping this and trying to get through this whole time. And I get her, I see her, I've loved it, and she's been a part of majority of the conversations and events that's been going on. We never not saw her. She never not had an opinion. She never was not a part of something. And I feel like she was a dynamic part of this cast.
I think you're the only person that thinks that.
But also, it's personal for you too, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
But for the viewers that are watching the show, half the stuff you just even named, we forgot half that shit.
Yep.
To be honest, the one part you did say that I cried for the last episode about the baby. Like, I did not. Because I did not know that there was, I thought when she was, for the picture we saw for the reunion, I thought it was the same baby. I did not know about the miscarriage. So I think I posted on Twitter yesterday. I was like, did anybody, this is the first time I've ever been emotional watching the show. But that was yesterday's episode. So, I mean.
Why would you care if you're not invested in her?
Because anyone who has a miscarriage, it's sad. Like, I mean, the fact that she even talked about her son praying for the baby every night, like, yeah. But that was the last. Like,
I guess if any random Joe Schmo came up to you and said that, you would cry.
I would probably.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to know.
Yes,
I just want to know.
I probably would.
That really made her the most interesting. Scene. That was the most interesting scene and the most authentic.
But before you go there, Sydney. So, but that's what, as a production company, because they've stopped productions many a times and went back and filmed and did a lot of things. That should have been a lot of shit from the show should have been cut, and they should have fast forwarded to that. They should have pushed the date for this show to even start and went into especially the Drew thing. Her and Drew, it got very interesting between Drew and her with the pregnancy and her and Ralph. But production, I don't know what they were thinking, but had they done it, because even Basketball Wives has done this. When things have gone on, they will stop production or they will go back and refilm and cut episodes to put stuff that's more interesting into the show. But that's a production thing, and if you're a good production company, then they know to do that.
How much money do you? But how much money do you have? They have a start date and an end date.
Make money. So if you want to make money, you got to make an interesting show.
Not if you use the production.
If everybody is saying the first 2 episodes they loved it, and the last 2, then production in the middle of this whole show messed up.
Right. And what I was going to say was that, I understand that they wanted to try to, milk the whole Drew and
you're not gonna do Thackeray's comment? You're just gonna skip over to I agree.
I didn't
you're not even seeing
it. I didn't see it.
Okay, thanks.
People may not appreciate saying it until later, in the same way people didn't miss Cynthia.
Because people just felt like Cynthia was a nothing. And then it was like, oh, she brought so much of her life to the show. That's what I'm seeing what they're doing with Sanya.
I can't no more. I can't. We're busy and Sanya. I can't.
Hey, Toria.
I can't do it no more.
Go ahead.
Hi, Busy. We missed you over here.
No, I'm not going to be attacked 3-on-1.
I'm not going to attack you. We missed you over here. We're glad to see you. Come visit.
Yeah,
Hope you don't stay too long.
I won't.
Um, no, I'm joking, sweetheart. You know I love you. Sanya, of course, she was in everything because she always was in everybody's business.
Yes.
She always was a flip flopper too. She'd be grinning
Yep.
in Kenya's face 1 minute and then talking about her the next.
Isn't that what makes a good show?
No.
Not always.
Now, so you're not
No.
gonna keep making excuses for her, Busy.
Production was dead wrong because they played in our face the whole season. They kept showing us little teasers of something, and then when we wait for the next show, they never showed it.
Yep.
We never seen the fight between Kenya and Sonya when they had a big fight. We never got to see that. We just seen a tease of it. We never got to see her soft opening, which I think they should have showed that, even though her salon, I found out her salon is not completely finished yet, but still, I would have loved to have seen her
But that's what
opening.
a soft opening is, Toria.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But see, they didn't tell us that. And Kenya's baby's birthday party, every time she's ever had a party, it always was something happened at the party, an argument or
Yep.
something. So
And
I would
Yeah,
have liked
but
to see that.
y'all
Hold on, hold on.
just said that we can't use whoever hosted the party as a thing. Okay, because when I
I didn't
said
say I didn't
we
when
say
I
that.
said when I said Sonya saying Saya had a party, so we're giving credit for people who had a
But
party.
Sonya- but
So
Sonya
I don't
didn't
care
make
about
drama.
the little baby's birthday party. I don't care about the little girl's birthday party
But
because I said we can't use
Sonya's
that.
birthday
I
party,
said we can't use it.
she spent money she didn't have. She needed to buy some furniture for that house. And she
Right.
spent money that she didn't have on that birthday party. And she
we
wasn't
don't
the
need to turn it into bashing
she
Sonya.
Let
I'm
wasn't
just
the
saying
me finish talking.
Kenya's
But
star
birthday
of the
party is
birthday
not is
party.
irrelevant.
Candy and
Victoria
Courtney
finished, Busy?
was.
But can I just say, Toria, I agree with you. And let's all remember that all throughout the years, we have seen Portia's kids' parties. We have seen all these kids' parties. Eva's, when
Yes.
Eva was on the show, we saw her baby's parties. So why not have Brooklyn?
Have we ever
Especially
seen
now.
a Brooklyn birthday party?
Never.
You know, I give it to Drew.
We've
She
seen two of Brooklyn. I don't know who I'm on the panel
we
with,
seen
but we've
we
seen two of
seen
Brooklyn's birthday parties.
okay.
That's when that white lady was there who was saying, "This is
Right.
the kid's
That was
birthday
last
party."
year.
We have seen kids' birthday parties, and we saw her first one. We have seen
I
Brooklyn's
thought that
birthday
was
parties.
Candy's daughter's birthday. Oh no, she did tell Kenya that she didn't.
Candy came late, and she said, "What's all y'all turned around for?"
No,
and it's
that's
because
not why I let it tell Candy. Kenya, she needs to have better friends. She did.
And
Or more appropriate friends.
the thing with Drew, 3 years we've been seeing Drew and Ralph fight. Drew
Yep.
and Ralph going to get a divorce. I'm sorry. I like Drew's music. I like her movies she's in. I'll be watching a lot of her movies that people don't even know she was in.
you like her
But
music. What's the last song you downloaded? Sing the
I like
chorus
I
of
don't
Already
download
Know.
nothing. I'm old school. I don't download. I don't do what you young kids do. I buy the CDs.
Sing
I'm
the chorus
sorry.
of Already Know, and then tell me one of
I'm
your favorite
sorry.
Lifetime movies that she's played in, because that's all she
No,
does.
I don't. Look, let me finish, busy, because you keep interrupting me and making an
I
old
do.
woman
Yeah.
lose her train of thought.
I'm gonna shut up.
But Drew's a trained actress.
Yes.
She
Yep.
acted the whole year. I was so sick of seeing her crying over Ralph. Ralph this and Ralph that, them lying. Oh, and did you notice at the end of the show when they put the little words in, Ralph's still living in the house with her?
Yep.
Mhm.
Still living in the house with her. I'm not buying this divorce. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. This was all for the cameras. They're not going to play with me like that. I don't think a whole cast reboot is going to do it because the women down in Atlanta,
Are different.
everybody knows about the Housewives show.
Yep.
They're not going to get good women on this show. They need to just pull together and bring a couple of the people back that made it what we loved. I would love to see the White back. I would love to see Miss
Lawrence.
yup.
Yep.
I like to see all them back. Even Bevy Smith make appearance with them. I like to go back to some of the
Eric
old
J.
things
Eric
that
J.
used to be.
Yes.
Now, Nene, we know we're not getting her back. We know this. We might as well stop trying. We're not going to get her back. Carlos is going to take Kenya and Nene,
That's what I said.
possibly Sheree, and
That's what
it's going
I
to
said.
be Carlos Angels, and they're
But
going to
you
be
know,
over there on
he's
OWN.
also going to get Kim too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And they
But
all
I don't
moving
want
to OWN
her.
network.
yeah.
I guarantee next year we're going to see Carlos Angels over there on OWN. And he's going to take all them because Kenya is putting it all out there what they did shady.
Yeah.
And you know, Bravo and NBC Universals, they don't like that. They don't like that talking. That's why Nene would never come back because she
No,
wouldn't
no,
shut up.
that's not true, Toria, because Nene talked about the actual executives and the actual studio, whereas Kenya was complaining about production. She never badmouthed the executives or the, like Andy
Not
Cohen.
yet.
Well, she hasn't the way that Nene did. I mean, Nene straight up called, Andy a racist, and whether he is or isn't, that's why she's never coming back on the show.
And a
Well, I'm
cokehead.
sorry. I told everybody about
Extra,
Andy from
extra.
the first day Housewives came on and the first day that Watch What Happens Live appeared. I used to call in that show all the time. I still have the tapes. I saved it on my DVR. I would They would have a question on Facebook. Who they going to have on the show tonight? You answer you put your name in there, give them your phone number. And I was stupid. I gave them a phone number right online, not thinking the whole world. I had to change that number later on. But they would call me and tell me I'm going to be on the show. Go find a quiet place in my house, preferably the bathroom, and someone will be calling me at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and be ready. And I couldn't ask the question that I wanted to asked. I had to ask what Andy wanted me to answer, say to him, and it would be really shady question, and I would be having a real good question. And I had to ask what his little stupid ass wanted, and then he would call me at 2 o'clock and he'd say, all right, be ready. Andy's coming in a minute. And I could hear him talking to the people. And I'm like, them sons of bitches. This is all tape. That show ain't live. I'm like, they duped me. And I did it a couple more times because I wanted to say something to the guests. And the last time he wanted me to ask Willie Geist, who is he voting for, Hillary or Trump? And I didn't care who Willie Geist voted for. I had another question for the other guest that was there that night. Well, I said, Andy, I'm tired of asking your questions. And they cut that they cut that off the show. They didn't air me saying it, but they never would take another question from me. So I aired them out all over line. I went to Sherelle's channel and told how they lying over there, how Andy ain't no good. He's a flip-flopper. He just wants people to say stuff for him because he ain't got the balls to say it himself.
Yep.
And he ain't playing in my face because I know he's a racist. He only want to use black men for his boy toys. They're good for that, but they're not good for nothing else. And he ain't playing in my face because I know what he's like. I've been to New York several times. I've eaten at the same restaurant his little dusty, dirty asses ate in. He's ignorant. I went to Mark's restaurant before, and Kenya was walking out of there fussing with Mark, so she wasn't no saying nothing to her that day. I wanted to say something to her because I thought she's so beautiful, but she was mad at Mark and she picked her things up and walked out that bar, and
Wow.
I wasn't saying nothing to her.
Well,
But his food was pretty good.
But you know, I
Still ain't made it.
talked about when I met Kenya. I met her at DC Pride, and Kenya pulled me up in her section with her. We had a good time together, and I didn't really.
I like her. I'm gonna tell you. At first I didn't like Kenya,
He lying.
but after following the story the way Marcus did her, that's what made me like Kenya, because she's going through it with that man. And you know what? Why did she say on the show she wants to use his embryos? Now,
Absolutely.
and not tell him when he's going to see the show, he's going to hear what she's saying. I don't think she was thinking because she wants another baby so bad. And
She
he's
should have
going to
did the
end up,
paperwork. She should have did the paperwork for that though.
she might have, look,
So she's probably not
I've
going to be able to use it
seen,
now because they've already been giving out ideas of what he could do. And you know,
okay, let
Marcus
me
Fenton.
tell you, he's holding her in contempt of court right now. Plus, I don't know if you followed Tyrese's case divorcing his wife, but I did. A friend of mine was in the courtroom every day, and she got to film it. And he had a prenup, and the judge threw that prenup out the window. So prenuptial agreements don't make a difference no more in this day and age. When you got these judges that you can pay a little bit of money to, and they will sway your way, because what they gave Tyrese's ex-wife, no woman should have got that. And I'm glad that case is being appealed, because ain't no way a child under that age should have $20,000 a month. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Nehar said Kenya going to get Holly Berry, Mary J. Blige, Wendy Williams watch.
Who was that?
Nehar said that.
Nehar, going back over there with Lamb. I'll see you over there in a little while.
So I want to ask y'all this. So they're comparing this show to Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine.
Why?
But for me, I feel like even that is disrespectful, I would say. And the reason why is because they're talking about casts that never changed.
Right.
Married to Medicine has probably had like one or two new people who never lasted.
Right.
They've carried their whole entire cast. No one's even left besides Quad, maybe like one season.
And Contessa now.
But she wasn't a part of the main cast though.
No, and that other girl,
Mariah Huck.
Oh, Mariah.
Yeah, Mariah.
And that Lisa.
God bless her. But that, and then also with Potomac.
Oh yeah, Lisa with the fine husband.
Yeah. The only people that Potomac lost was Sharice, which thank God. Yeah. But to me, it's like people have been begging.
And Street Fighter Monique.
Can I finish what I'm saying? Because I know you.
Street Fighter Sandwich. I just want to make sure that we're telling.
I know that you asked me to stop. So can you stop?
Street Fighter and Katie as well.
But Katie left on her own.
No, she was an alcoholic drunk who was peeing on the set.
Wow. Okay, let's not do that. Let's not
production.
Do that.
I love Katie. She's my favorite. One of my favorite ones.
Let's not do that. She had personal problems. She's gonna be there. Let's let that go.
That's what they said. They said she was peeing on the couch.
Let's not say it on YouTube though.
She was peeing on the couch.
Okay, but you said a lot of other words that we shouldn't be saying on YouTube.
Now, Toria can out Andy as had her in her bathroom at 2:00 in the morning, but I can't say
that. You added about him having.
You saying that I can't say that Katie was peeing on the couch.
Say on YouTube that you said and Coca-Cola. Like you are adding other words I shouldn't be saying.
You know what? Let me go back in the bushes. This was great, y'all.
That just means that he already know he done lost the battle.
I love him, but he's a
That's
fool.
how you know he lost the battle when he does that. But for me, it's just like, how can you compare these franchises when y'all kept these full cast besides one or two people, but the main people stayed there? These are all still real friendships. Katie was not a friend to the people that were over there on Potomac. She wasn't. Her or Ashley, Giselle, Sharice, and Robin and Karen were friends. Over on Married to Medicine, Buffy was gone, but she was never a friend to them. She didn't even want to be in the show, according to her. And Contessa was not a part of the main cast either. So for me, it's like, how can you compare Housewives of Atlanta to these casts? This is the mold right here. Like, they started the show. Y'all built from this show and literally kept the cast the way that it was. And it's been working, and it doesn't stop working. But y'all haven't made as many changes to those shows that you have to Atlanta.
But are they doing that because of the same production company?
Hold on, wait, real quick. And then your excuse is, well, the fans are saying that this was the worst season, recast the crew. The fans been saying bring Nene and Phaedra back for years. I don't even want Phaedra back, to be honest. But if you're going to listen to the fans when they were telling you who to bring back to keep the show, y'all didn't listen.
Right.
So then why listen now?
But the reality of all of that, and I agree on that point of the cast changing. But also the reality is none of those shows, Potomac or Married to Medicine, have ever had the numbers and ratings that
True.
Roja has. They have not. And now and again, they might still be steady or they still might be growing, but nobody out of the entire franchise of all the Housewives have had the ratings that Roja has. Period.
Right.
And plus another thing they never did back then either. They never let all these women have their own YouTube channels and
Yep.
podcasts and
True.
talking
Yep.
about the show and all that. They never allowed all that back
Well,
then.
no, because Mariah actually blocked me on social media because she before any of them were doing lives, she was doing lives after the show. Her mom.
Mm.
And I know she was doing Facebook lives, and she kept on. She would because it was the episode where they went to Jackie's photo shoot. Remember, Jackie kicked all of them out
Yeah.
because she had they addressed something. I forgot what it was, and I was in the comments like, "No, you need to take responsibility for what you did because you gaslighted that entire situation." She was like, "Aaron," and I'm like, and she blocked me after that. And I'm like, well, no, because you caused this shit. That's why everybody's not on your side when it comes down to that. Her mom, because her mom's in the comments, she's like, somebody's in the comments. His name is Aaron, and he's up here reading you or something like that. And she was like, what is he saying? And then she read it, and she was like, do you know everything, Aaron? And I was like, well, I watched the show, and now what I saw from the show, it's your fault.
Right.
So it wasn't Candy who started that. It wasn't Dr. Heavenly. Mariah was on Facebook doing these lives after the show every episode when she was on.
Well, but Candy had her candy coated nights. She wasn't doing let's speak on it or whatever. Yeah, she wasn't doing that. So she did have her own little side stuff. Candy is always a hustler.
Yeah.
She knows she's always about her business. She knows how to make a coin. And I think after the other, and she started doing those parodies and stuff like that too. Of some of the scenes and just of random things that she thought was funny. So she's going to keep going with promoting herself, promoting her businesses
as she should.
Yeah. And I think that most of the current cast of Roja, they could take a lesson from her about how to really promote themselves and get a bag and just do business in general. I don't feel like anybody is better than than Candy. And she's never been my favorite, but I have to give her credit where credit is due. Right. And again, just really quickly, I just feel like none of us had any interest in seeing Scott Lee go to Lay Archive. Okay, they should have put on Kenya's hair stuff. We have been on that journey since Shamia was saying, is there water in here? So I mean, and she's a bigger star. Nobody cares about Marlo like that. Nobody cares about Archive. The little things that she mentioned, she was like, I dressed Tammy Roman this whole time. Did you catch?
Then they came back to Tammy's Roman's vagina juice was in the pants.
Right.
So it's like, why would you even buy anything from there? But that never even stopped that business,
Right.
And I again, to me, the way that Candy makes everything work for her should be a lesson to anybody on any show, on anything. Even with Evelyn, when she made what was it? You know what it is?
The workout.
She had a shoe store.
No, the t-shirts about she said to Tammy.
Oh, yes. Non-MF Factors,
yes. So everything that happens on these shows, like they should be that way.
It's marketable.
It's marketable, right? Yep. So why was she not?
Yep. And Nene really should have listened to Candy too, because instead of hating her as a businesswoman, because she could have made so much money from so many things that she said. Really, honestly.
Nene was mad about people using memes, but Nene could have definitely capitalized off making t-shirts of the stuff that she said.
Candy, soon somebody say something, Candy say, put it on t-shirt, put it on t-shirt.
Yeah. So that's my thing. It's just like, if we're going to talk about, all these things, and then also they're talking about New York people that watch that show are different from people who watch Housewives of Atlanta.
Yes, correct.
It's a different
audience
demographic. Yes.
You know what makes me mad with them with this New York thing? What? They think that they could throw a black person in there, and that's going to make us totally forget all the racist things that happened on the previous years
And see,
Yeah.
I
with
never watched
Ramona
it.
and all
Never
them and
watched
Luann and all them.
I
That
never I
I,
never I never watched them either.
me either.
Were they doing racist things?
oh my God, it was bad over there. Ramona was one of the biggest races. We had a young lady that they put on the last season. And she was kind of like taking them different parts of Harlem and everything,
Mm-hmm.
showing them, things that they had never been past, one part of New York City.
Right.
And she took them down in Harlem and was trying to show them some things. And the things that they said was insulting to Black people and Jewish people. And it was
Wow.
just a whole mess that the show had so much flack, they had no choice but to cancel that show and fire all them ladies. Now,
Well, I
the
found I
show
find that
with
I find that interesting because they're not focused on that for the white cast members, but for the Black shows when the Black girls are talking about colorism, nobody wants to
Colorism.
hear about it. Nobody wants to hear about
right,
it, and the
right, but they
preferential
they did they canceled that whole show. Now people think because Luann and Sonia is on another show that's on Bravo. That don't have nothing to do with Bravo. It's not Bravo producers. It's some other person that decided to send them to this town, and they call it this town called Benton.
What's the
It's a
show?
white. It's called Crappy Lake,
Okay.
and they did some
Oh,
stupid
I seen the
things like they
advertisement for that.
always do, huh?
I seen the advertisement for that.
me too.
I watched it, but
What'd you
it was
think?
just more the same thing that them two do. Go to a place they never been, get drunk, and have sex with a total stranger, and
Well,
same stuff.
it sounds like to me they just stole what Paris Hilton and Nikki Richie did like
True.
That's
2 decades
that's what
ago,
it
which
was
is
kind
like,
of like.
okay.
That's what it was like, and
It's
that's
like
what it reminded me
it
of.
was called The Simple Life. So they
Simple
were,
life.
yeah,
Hmm.
so they stole that idea. That's not even original.
Right. And more people watched that than they
Yep.
watched the season premiere of the New York City Housewives.
Yep, sure
Wow.
did. But again, like I said, none of those shows that they keep trying to force and choke down people's throats have ever been more successful than Roja.
Yeah.
Period.
Nope. And now look what we got coming up.
Right.
Salt Lake City. And I don't watch the OC because I refuse to watch two racist women. Tamra and Vicky Gumbelson are both racist. And I refuse to watch anybody that speaks the way they do and votes the way they do and lives their life the way they do. I
Right.
don't
And then
associate.
and with Salt Lake, they even had to drag Crazy Mary back.
Yes, and that's
Yeah,
crazy to me.
Yeah,
That's crazy to me.
me too.
you know why? They're listening to the fans because the fans wanted her back.
And also the fans don't want another all white cast.
Right.
Sorry.
I think a lot of Black people thought that Mary was funny
Yeah.
because they don't understand the severity of her problems.
Yes.
Right. What she
So
done.
they fought for
Hmm.
Mary to come back because they were like, all to me, Mary is extremely unhinged.
Yes.
I literally, it's hard for me to even watch Mary,
Me too.
especially when it comes to church. I don't even go to church, but she's unhinged to me. And the way that they talked about her congregation and the things that she's done, I'm
Right.
not going to forget that because she came back for another season of
Hmm.
Salt Lake City. I mean, we've already had the thing with the Asian, was she Asian, the girl who had the racist
Yes.
stuff going
Hmm.
on?
Hmm.
And then we have Jen Shaw, who is she's in jail now. Like,
Yeah.
Thief.
they should have canceled that. Now, that's a show that should have been canceled.
And her
It
and
was
her and her,
Exactly.
extremely
I
problematic.
agree. I agree. And Coach Shaw, I went to high school with him. He is a friend. I've been friends with him since childhood, and
Mm.
I was so embarrassed for him that and I remember when we had our 20-year reunion, he brought her. She was so stank and so rude
I believe
and
it.
and so standoffish. She did not want to be around all us Black folks.
I
You know,
believe it.
even though her man is darker than like 5 times darker than me, he's still handsome, and he's always going to be my friend. But I was so embarrassed that he would be featured on a show like that with her.
I mean,
and be a part of her scam because he
Yeah.
told her and the other guy, you need to make accounts overseas, and this is where you hide your money. And all
Wow.
them text messages came out that he
Wow.
said it. And I was embarrassed for him. I'm like,
Yeah.
why? Number one, if I come in the house with all these fancy bags and dresses and shoes and stuff, my husband knows where I work, and he's gonna be like, "Where did you get that money?
where'd you get it?
Where'd you get that money?" I'm not walking in here with all kind of stuff, and he don't know where it came from. That's
Right.
not happening.
Right.
But he ignored everything.
Yeah.
So to me, he was complicit in all of it, and telling them where to hide the money. That
And you
was
think ain't
wrong.
no money still hidden?
Right.
Oh, I believe it is.
I
It's
definitely
it's
do.
just disappointing all over. But
And I got a feeling they're gonna let her right back on that show if
Oh,
it's even
they
out when
should
after
she
she's
gets out.
definitely coming back after she gets out of jail.
they should because they let Teresa Judice back on that show. I don't watch either. I mean, she served her time. Then Mike, the situation from that
Oh, very true, very true. Very
they
true.
they were all in jail and came back on the show. Why not? Why not her?
Miss
I'm gonna
Dugan
tell you the way I
Victoria,
feel
Miss
a little
Dugan,
different
Miss
about
Victoria.
that is because Teresa was just a dumb wife that would sign anything that her husband put in her
She's
face
not
without
dumb.
reading it.
She's not
Victoria,
dumb.
Miss
And
Dugan says hello.
who?
Toria, Miss Dugan is
Dugan.
saying
I
hello
think
to
it's
Oh,
you.
hi, Miss Dugan. I haven't seen her in a long time. How are you, sweetheart? Um, but she just was dumb and would sign anything, and she's still dumb because she's with a dumb man now. And but Jen stole from the elderly people
Yes,
lots of money. People that thought
that's
they
her.
was going to
Do
get a
you
good
remember that?
deal
Do you remember
and
the movie
didn't.
that movie from Netflix, Toria, I Care for You?
Oh yeah.
That movie, I mean, I feel like they made that for Jen because
Yeah,
it seemed like the same thing that she did. I mean, that's the same thing because Jen did something a little bit different. But I was like, oh my God, that's just Jen Shaw, you know?
But you know what was funny to me when the feds
They come for
raided her
you.
house and
Oh,
her jewelry and her purses. A lot of it was fake.
mm,
mm.
Oh, that was so hilarious. When they went down this list in the court documents of things that they seized from her house, so many of them purses and shoes and
I
jewelry
believe it
was
though.
fake.
I believe it though.
I believe that.
She had way too much stuff. It was way too much stuff. It was way. She had a whole department store in her closet. Are
Yeah,
you kidding me? Are you kidding
Hmm
me? It was fake.
She should have sold that to Lay Archive.
yeah.
Honey,
That's
oh
what I was
my
thinking about.
gosh.
She should have gave some to Marlo. And
Yes,
Marlo ain't gonna be dressing Tammy no more for her show caught unfaithful.
No, absolutely not.
absolutely not.
Hey
But
everyone.
I want to get back to Housewives of Atlanta because so with the reboot, are you guys here for a reboot?
No.
Nope.
Cutie?
Yes and no. No, it's gonna be the same formula. Because the formula, like all shows right now, I don't care what show you put it on, even like to Ready to Love, to any show, people learn the formula, then they come on the show and then they do everything but do the reality, what they're supposed to do. They're trying to
Right.
move around and, shuck and jive instead of just do what you're really there to do, which is give us your reality on things that are going on in your life.
Right.
And now we're just starting to find out there's more liars, more conniving things going on. We don't need all that. We don't want that. That's not something we signed up for.
Right.
And we don't like it because you guys are playing in our face. So stop doing that. So if it's going to be that, no.
I feel like it definitely has to be some new blood, but I also
Yes.
feel like let's say that they do decide to revamp the show.
Mhm.
To me, this is my own personal opinion. We can go around if y'all want to say y'all's. But without Kenya there, I wouldn't even say Candy there. depending on the type of women that they do bring on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I would even bring back Drew. Those three people, for me, it won't work.
Right.
If those three are on the show, you're saying that those aren't on the show won't work.
I feel like those three people, Candy is like the vet of the show, you know, because they won't bring the other people back.
Right.
Sheree can't do it. She can't. So Candy's gonna be the vet. Kenya is like the boss. If they're going to, like, you know, show the girls how to do the show and then go, to me, that would be the best option.
And the Queen of Shade. She's super
the Queen
shady.
of Shade. Like, seriously, like, there's no one who could do it better.
Right.
And also, if, like, teach the person that's going to come on, that's going to, because to be honest, I thought it was going to be LaToya.
Yeah, me too.
I thought LaToya had what it took to come on and really, like, take over. Like, Kenya, you know, do your thing, girl, and go. I thought that was going to be the thing, but they got rid of her and kept Drew.
Right, but I feel like they kept Drew, in my humble opinion, because Drew was the closest to a ding dong like Portia.
I can't. Cindy, miss you, girl.
But I also want to. But I do think that Drew will have a good story because now she's dating Ty. And you know how Portia got that she got her and the gay man divorced.
Yeah. Well, you guys need to really, well, I don't know if you guys, and I'm not trying to promote Candy stuff or Drew's thing, but you guys really should watch The Past because it really feels like.
Yes, I want to watch it.
I want to watch it too.
Yeah, it feels like Drew's life. That whole story feels like Drew's life, for real.
That's why
Miss Dugan, this is what I will say. I wouldn't even need a Candy if they bring back Portia and Kenya and let it go.
Wait, say it again, SoDeb.
Kenya and Portia could really carry the show over with New Girl.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I wouldn't mind Portia back. The only thing is, never mind. I don't even know what I want to say. I don't want to be mean, and I just don't know. I mean, I follow her on IG, and I see her being fashionably stunning as she always is. But I'm like,
but remember that's what we were watching before they started getting messy and all that stuff. Was
I
agree. And the wonderfulness of being a housewife. Portia is a housewife. I mean, she doesn't have no naked hair, but but what we want to see is the housewife life. And Portia lives that life right now. She's with Simon. She's living the housewife life. She doesn't have to, like, I mean, she does do her appearances and stuff like that, but she could teach the girls how to get where she got, because when she left, when her and what's that boy's name that she divorced?
Dennis or Cordell?
Cordell. Mm-hmm. Portia was a housewife, nothing else. Her family had that the what's the name, Williams Foundation.
Yeah, she got heritage.
But that was it. You know, she was a housewife. Portia elevated so much on that show. And I feel like they bring a lot of girls on like Portia and us watch them grow up. That would be an absolutely great season to watch. But I don't want to see a bunch of girls on the show who we don't know, who are not housewives, who are not friends. Like, I don't want to watch that.
Right.
Well, here's the thing.
Let's remember. I'm sorry, California Judith. I just want to say really quickly. You know, let's keep in mind and let's remember two things. Portia's spinoff show was a train wreck, and the second is we all know and saw how, and you know, the weirdness that she got with, you know, how she got with Simon. So nobody's invested in that marriage. Like, if we didn't know how she met Simon, I think that it would be a little bit more compelling. But the fact that we know it was mess on how she got with that man, if she doesn't address it, if she comes back, that's going to be a fail.
I think that we thought it was mess because we watched it from her bringing Fallon on. But I think after the years went on, learning her, Fallon, and Simon's relationship and what had been going on, I'm not really that mad at Portia, to be honest.
I'm mad. I feel like it was.
I feel like Simon and Fallon really didn't have a relationship.
They
I think she was on her way out the door. And I also don't think that her and Portia were friends.
Okay, so but they
They
were
were
shown
associates,
as
don't they?
yes,
They're
and I was going to say
associates.
on the show as a viewer, we were shown them as quote unquote friends, and we know that whether Fallon and Simon had a good or bad relationship, then they should have cleaned that up before he got with Portia and she got with him. Period.
I agree with that.
I don't think Portia cared
Andy
because I
said
think
on
that she
his
thinks that
radio show that Fallon and her were not friends, that she had actually just met Fallon the
right.
day of
Well,
filming
you
that
shouldn't have
that
met
scene.
her.
And
You shouldn't have met her.
but they've said that with all the reality shows is that they have to say that somebody's a friend of the show because to be
I
honest,
got it.
basketball wives, they say it all the time, like we weren't really friends. You know, they brought them onto the show
That's
and
true.
we had to be a friend. Even on Housewives of Atlanta, it's the same thing because
That's why we need to know the story, though. That's why we want
Yes.
a backstory. So whether we agree or disagree, or agree to disagree, or whatever we want to do, let's from their mouth, Simon and Portia mouth. Even we got Fallon's kind of jaded little area that she talked about it, but as far as those two, we really haven't got the meat and potatoes of like what was the demise of Fallon and Simon's relationship before Portia was
Right.
even brought up. So to your point, so then we don't know how it actually all went because they haven't said anything. So that would be a great addition to find out what happened. If they come on here and act like none of that happened and we just don't pick up and
Right.
like everything gets hunky dory, yeah, I'm not gonna never be here for that.
Never. And I feel
Yeah, go ahead. It's just too much.
I don't feel like she was that mad. Fallon was that mad about it. I mean, she literally had a man like a week afterward, and it was over with. Like we were talking about Fallon and her man, and Portia taking the man away. But to be honest, Fallon had a man already.
Yeah, but you have to remember, so Deb, Fallon said from her own mouth when she did her first sit down, and I can't remember the guy who she sat down with, so forgive me, but she said that he was never there. He was never there. And that's why she wound up spending so much time with that Jalen guy.
Yeah,
because if he was never there, that means the relationship was probably not good. But
that's not her fault.
But what I'm saying is this: Portia and her were never friends. We know that from reality.
But she still filmed the scene in that woman's house with that woman's husband and sitting in her pool,
acting like a wild ass banshee.
Yes, but she also if she didn't know Fallon, then she didn't know Simon, but she knew that they were married.
Yeah, but I mean, she might have known that. But to me, if the relationship is already going down the drain, she came to the show. I just can't blame Portia for that. As much stuff that I blame Portia for, that's one thing I just can't, because
I blame her for that, and I blame him for that.
It didn't seem real to me. Even when they went over to the house, it didn't seem authentic to me. Even after we found out they were dating, I was like, Portia's trash. But then I was like, well, maybe she's not trash because Fallon's not even really mad about it. Like I didn't see her really complaining because she had a man.
Well, Portia still was lying, because if you act like that was the first time she met him and you have been already talking to him, get out of my face. What are you dead? Really? You're not lit. I know you understand that she did lie to us on the show, acting like that was their first time meeting. Oh, nice to meet you. Thank you for letting us come over your house.
Yeah.
Broad.
And like I've said to SoDeb so many times.
Okay, I'm talking about, she said that was her first time meeting Simon. So remember?
Well, maybe it was love at first sight, though.
I don't care if it was love at first and a half sight. I'm telling you.
She already met him before when he was at Dennis's club. He had been to Dennis's club and she already met him. We know all that.
Because Dennis and him are friends.
But like I said, and which is even more messy and yucky, because knowing that that's her, child's father, why would you then go after
Simon and Fallon have a baby together?
No. Dennis and Portia.
Yes.
And so and that's that's nasty and that's whack.
But Simon was taking pictures with him after they started dating, though. I mean,
because they were trying to be a big happy family, and I'm sure that Portia kind of encouraged that so that their mess wouldn't look as messy.
Good luck with that.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like I personally just don't feel like it was. I feel like it was like for the show. I don't even know if Simon and that girl dated for real. To be honest,
Fallon,
yeah, I don't know if they really did.
they were
What?
married.
I don't know. Have we seen the marriage certificate? Because I don't know if that was true.
Yes, and he got her. He got Portia a similar ring, almost exactly the same that he got Fallon, and hers is bigger.
And
When was the divorce for them though?
let's even roll it back some more, y'all. But tell me, y'all, who was the light skinned lady with the blonde hair that Simon was in car with before we even found out?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What are you saying? Wait, what'd you say?
Simon had another girlfriend before him and Portia had got outed that they were dating seriously.
Yep.
He was out with another girl, and
I don't know about that.
they looked like they was in a video.
Yes, you do. You talked about it.
The light skinned chick with the
it was a white lady with blonde hair in his car. You talked about that.
I didn't even know she was white. Did she?
Y'all be saying so much stuff. Y'all be forgetting stuff, so I don't remember that.
Right, that's why I'm bringing it back to full. I'm letting you know. So even then, Simon wasn't to be trusted either, and she still married him. She's like, I got him, and she married him not long after we found out that this guy was still dating this girl, even while he was still divorcing Fallon on top of you.
And this was and she was exposed before we even found out that they were divorcing. When we found out they were,
that's what I'm saying.
That's when she came
out when we thought, oh,
like,
he's cheating on her.
Yes, she came out and said she had gone to a restaurant and Simon.
Y'all talk real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Simon had approached her and all of this stuff, and her friends went back to her house, and he was like giving her money and all kinds of stuff. So, you know, that was in the same timing that he was married to Fallon and that he was supposedly starting a relationship with Portia. So didn't
he go on some kind of interview and try to, clear that up, or who she was?
But I feel like he was just lying. He was just like, this is the timeline of it. They broke so many timelines that the timelines all intersected. So you're still wrong. You're still wrong. And I don't care what Portia's saying, like, oh, he didn't do this and I didn't do that.
We don't believe her. We don't believe her.
Exactly. In my opinion, I feel like she was still hooking up with Dennis, to be honest, because she was too emotional about other women and him seeing other women, especially on her little spinoff show. That was a train wreck.
That was so telling. That was so telling.
I mean, so again, I'm not saying, look, love is love, and you do what you do, and like somebody said in the comments, if you like it, I love it. But for me as a viewer, I don't want to see it at all.
Yeah. And when like Simon did say something, it looked like he read it. It was like something that was prepared for him to read.
Mm-hmm. You mean like LOL? Y'all determined to be against little sis Portia. LOL. No disrespect to your comment, boo. I'm just saying because I can read it right here.
Miss Dugan, I'm not really determined to be against Portia. I'm just, the facts are the facts. I am, when I say what I say, it all comes from truth. So the facts are the facts. I'm not saying she's a horrible person, but what I'm saying is she was wrong, and if she does not want to focus on that or explain that on the show, then I don't need to see her back on the show.
That's it. That's how I feel about it too. She's not gonna give us the truth, the whole truth, and that's about the truth. I don't want to hear it.
Well, I'm gonna say good night to y'all. I got a couple things to do real quick.
I love you, Tori.
Miss Gloria.
Love you too. Bye, Miss Cindy.
I love you.
Love you too.
Anywho, so Deb, I don't know. We can go around and around about this forever, but I just
I don't want to go around and around about it. I just think for me, just personally for Portia, I'm not even a big Portia fan like that.
Right.
But I just feel like in some situations, like something that works, it just works. Exactly. And it may not be happy. It may not be a happy moment for everybody else that has been in that situation. But to me, watching Simon and Portia, they seem happy to me. And we could be watching the facade. We could be watching the facade. But right now, it seems happy for them.
It does seem happy.
It's been seeming happy for a long time, so I'm not mad at that either. I'm not hating nobody's love. It's just like all we're saying is if you're gonna have Portia come back, which I do think she's good TV, but her spinoff didn't do so well. But maybe we like her better without her family.
Well, you remember that you heard that they were supposed to be having a season 2 of that too.
Oh,
and then that went away.
I didn't know that. I didn't.
Well,
know
I feel like it was because it was so messy. And again, I feel like Portia understood the assignment. However, I feel like her family was telling the real truth, and she did not want that to come out. Yeah. And that's a problem. So again, if she's gonna come on and be the fun, ditzy girl that she was, and a housewife, and tell us about her housewives things, great. But again, as viewers, and we as seeing all of this stuff unfold, she's gonna have to address that situation.
To me, I don't feel like I want to watch her address that situation. I think if her and Kenya come back and that's it, if they're going to reboot the show, what I would like to see is the relationship between Kenya and her, because they've both already said like we're not friends, but we do talk,
right?
And to see like there's not a loyalty or a friendship, but a
like an acquaintance, a business relationship.
Yeah, like we're what do we call them?
Co-workers.
As a
co-worker.
Is it an acquaintance?
Acquaintance.
Associate. Acquaintance.
Associates. That's what I want to say. Associates.
Yeah.
I'm okay with to see that because that also will give the new cast an opportunity to like really be like, I'm a Portia friend or a Kenya fan, and then they can go and then we can see what happens.
Right.
I think they're the only people that could really be friends of and then exit to make the show interesting.
Right. And I feel like too, I mean, the fact that they were pregnant at the very exact same time, I wouldn't mind seeing that relationship kind of, grow and evolve. But again, I feel like Kenya is more of an anchor than a Portia is. I feel like both of them though need to have a stronger cast. So I wouldn't be mad to get rid of everybody else and just see those two.
Yeah. I think that again, even when Kenya was saying she was bored, Kenya and I always say this, she had no one to spar with.
Yeah.
So that's always going to make the season boring because Kenya has no one to spar with. When she had to spar with Nene was the best. I was very.
She should Marlo down. Giving Marlo this season no energy. She just stopped.
Yeah, because it was nothing to spar with.
That's right.
Yeah, it was just
I thought that Nene shaded the shit out of Kenya when she gave Claudia the person who sparred with her the best because Kenya to me has sparred with her better than anybody.
Not that season. No,
I'm saying, but Claudia only had one season.
Yeah, but
the history of Nene and Kenya, the sparring has been.
Oh yeah. We get that.
But Claudia gave her the best reads, the best clapbacks than Kenya did.
Oh yeah.
Kenya wasn't really trying to go after Nene like that. She was just trying to be like at some point. But
yes.
but to me, Kenya and Portia had the best sparring over.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
Over Kenya and Nene to me. But I mean, that's.
But I'm talking about consistent people on the show, though. Like Claudia,
right, that's what I'm talking about.
I can't really give Claudia that because she only had one season. And to me, I think the sparring between Claudia and Nene happened on one episode.
No, it was all throughout the episode.
You got to go back and watch that. She hit her upside her head.
Yes, she did.
And Nene know it because even Nene said it herself. Claudia when Claudia was there, she did try to, she
did say that, but I'm just saying, what did Claudia say that was memorable though?
Everything about.
I mean, no, wait. I didn't. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean to say that part. Not that.
I knew that, but
I just say it's an ongoing thing with Kenya and Nene.
That's so different. And we had
Claudia. I just feel like
okay.
Huh?
If we would have had Claudia for more seasons, what you think?
No, I do believe that.
Yep,
I always say that. I'm a huge fan of Claudia, because I talk to Claudia on the internet all the time. But I can't give Claudia the best because I only seen her one season.
I felt like she was the best. I feel like that the production dropped the ball by not having her come back because
Nene said that. She said that.
Yeah. Oh, did she? Okay, I never saw her interview, but I feel like that production.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, I feel like production dropped the ball because they had a whole cast of stars at that time. It was Claudia, Nene, Portia, Candy. It was a whole thing. Yes, thank
Yes.
you, Tracy. When she called her finger wave top ramen,
Lord have mercy.
and she was talking about her fashions, and
Yeah.
Nene was like big on the fashions too. So she got her together, and I feel like
No,
with
Carlos King interview that Nene did with Carlos King, she said that Claudia was the person that she was the best person that sparred with her. She should have
she
been back on the
was.
show.
Mhm.
And I feel like Kenya and her went back and forth from like to be like frenemies, and I feel like Nene knew how to activate Kenya, and so that's why you
Oh,
have
but
these
not
instances,
Claudia.
but not Claudia.
Got
Uh-huh.
you. Okay,
Okay.
that makes sense.
That would have been fun watching to learn her,
Yes.
to learn Claudia, to know how to push Claudia's buttons so they really could go at it.
Right.
But she
That's what would
definitely
have happened.
she vouched for Claudia to be back on the show, even though she's not on the show anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
She was good TV.
But I thought that Claudia, I like when I tell you I have so much respect for Claudia.
Mhm.
Me and Claudia, well, not now, but when I think like maybe after the show was over with, I would inbox Claudia all the time. Oh, no, not after the show. When they started TGIF, I wanted to be on the show.
Mhm.
And so I would inbox Claudia. Claudia would respond every time. She would tell me different stuff. I tried to help her with their production because they were using Zoom instead of StreamYard.
Wow.
And me and Claudia were talking about that. Like she responded all the time. So I have a lot of respect for her. I would ask her stuff and I would never say until she told me. But me and Claudia, for me, like I just love her because it was like it didn't take any effort for her to like be, respond to me.
Right.
And not be like, oh no, you're a fan. Like this
Or to
was
be
like,
like
listen.
just like, so what you're saying is like she was humble enough to
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
And
And
I love that about
I
her.
always like
I
that
would
too.
much prefer to see you on there instead of Funky
What's
Dineva.
up,
And
Shy-Town?
I don't really know him. Hey, Chi-Town.
Hey,
I don't really know him like
Now I
that.
heard. Now I don't know if this is true, but I heard that Dineva got fired from the show.
Oh,
Did y'all hear that?
I didn't hear it, but I would not be too surprised.
Allegedly, I saw that. I saw that on the internet. I don't know if he got fired.
So because of the Chloe Bailey
I
statement.
believe so.
Wow.
That would be the last thing that was
But
said.
that's alleged. I don't. Let me Google it, see if that's something. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, because I haven't heard it, but I haven't been online either to know yay or nay.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they kind of dropped the ball by canceling Cocktails with Queens and kept TGIF on, to be honest.
Cocktails with Queens was good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
I preferred that show over the TGIF people. And Claudia was on both. So that's
what I saw. I saw that Claudia wasn't on both sides when I watched. When I watched what I seen, I don't think she was on both sides.
No, meaning she filmed both shows.
Oh
So
yeah.
on both.
Oh, that's what I was like, both sides of what? Yeah, she was on Queens of Cocktails with the Queens and
then TGIF.
Yeah, so California Beauty. I think what he was saying, like she didn't feel like she didn't feel like she was on both sides of like Chloe's like Funky's impression of Chloe and vice versa. But
No, take it away because I don't see no major blogs reporting that.
Okay. But I just feel like it's so inappropriate for someone like a man to tear down a black woman like that. He should. That was a low blow. Like Chloe,
he was threatening.
I get that she is trying to find herself, but she's only in her 20s. Like, let her figure it out.
Oh, that's even worse. That she's not even. I mean, 20 is fine and everything. It just, he just probably got pretty caught up in the moment and forgot. Sometimes you get on a tangent and you forget. What whoa, let me, because I met Funky Dineva in New Orleans at the Essence Festival, and we talked, and he also talked about some things. I went to one of his brunches, and he was on the panel. Well, he brought up a panel, but then him emceeing, he would start talking, they would ask him things, and he would get like a little bit on a tangent. Was he trying to? No. But was it happening? Yes. Because you just start talking, your brain, like I just think he just got caught off guard. He shouldn't have went that far.
But she wasn't even the subject though. Her sister
And
was.
that's
So why even bring her into it?
which means that's what I'm saying. It like
Well, the reality is that's how he really feels.
Yeah.
well, that's
And
what I'm
you
right.
really have to, like, for me, I don't have respect for him anymore. I don't care whether he got
Yeah.
fired or not.
Yeah,
I don't have any respect for him because, first of all, she's way younger than you.
Way younger.
And
she's just,
the fact that
she's
she's trying to find
transition.
herself in the industry,
Yes.
and you, as an older gay black man, are tearing this woman down like this, for me, I've lost respect for him.
It's just terrible because, again, like some of the stuff that she does, she has a beautiful voice, and her sister are beautiful, you know, but some of her image is a little cringy to me, but she's trying to figure it out. It's hard to go from child star to adult star. It's hard, you know. It's
really is.
Well, let me read these. So, Tracy, I'm gonna call her Claudia. Tracy Delgado says Claudia and a couple of others, when the show first started, when we had got together, his behind for calling women fish and tuna. I remember that. I do remember that. Miss Dagon says, I personally think it's okay to voice your opinion. He just can't do that on them folks network. I think that what he should not do, that part there, I think it's okay to voice your opinion behind the scenes, but not in this but online, it has to be respectable.
Yes.
Okay. And how you feel online and how you feel on your personal opinion has to match, because we can't come on YouTube and say a lot of shit. We can't.
Yeah.
Because they will demonetize your account and take your shit up off here.
Yeah.
So you have they're on YouTube.
Yeah.
So the fact that he got away with everything he said to me is wild.
YouTube
needs to come through our accounts and free a lot of our shit up.
Right. But so Deb,
hold on. I want to read the last comments. Tracy said Funky wants to be Chloe. I don't think he wants to be Chloe. She also said, Ms. Digon says, Dugan says, FD said, Funky said he didn't get suspended. They on vacay. They on vacation. Okay, well maybe he didn't get fired. Princess says they keep forgetting that Tina Cole manages and is in charge of her image. And then Tracy says the question was about Holly. Funky made it about Chloe. His energy was personal. And that was my
that's
biggest
where the problem started. Well, and not only that, though, did he come with an apology?
No one was.
Did he come with an apology or no? Did he come with an apology or no?
That apology.
He gave a half.
I don't want him to.
He never apologized to her.
Okay.
He apologized to black women.
Okay.
And that's what I was trying. And that's what I was trying to say.
Oh, okay. What were you gonna say? Because I didn't know what happened after that. I know all that blew up. What was the aftermath, or what happened since?
Well, the point that I was going to make is that, you know, yes, you should be able to give your opinion if you're on a panel, and that's what you're hired to do. However, if your audience is predominantly black women, and you're talking about this young woman, about her looks and her not being pretty without her makeup and all of the stuff that didn't even need to come up because they were focusing on her sister. And in all honesty, I'm gonna, you know, she should take up for her sister. And she didn't even say anything horrible. She just said, keep my sister's name out your mouth. She didn't say anything about trying to be, and he was like, she's trying to be gangster and then she's trying to be so sexy. I'm like, her and her sister are so close. Why shouldn't she just say, stop gossiping about my sister? It was not even necessary to even bring Chloe up. She should have said, you know, been able to say what she said in defense of her sister, why he went on that tangent. And again, with a predominantly large black female audience, was offensive. And so yes, there is that point where you say, I'm hired to give my opinion, but we all know that there are certain things when it crosses a line, and he crossed that line.
You can and you cannot say. We have those. We have.
We have guidelines that we have to follow.
He's not on national television. He's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So you know we can't say a lot of stuff on YouTube.
Yep.
Even basically, I'm like, baby, you said a lot of shit. I shouldn't be saying on YouTube. Right. Like, watch your words, because it will get you demonetized. So y'all, if y'all want to cash at me, because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get monetized for this video.
Right.
Send the cash app now, because Busy said a lot of words I shouldn't have been said on the channel. But that was my thing. It's just like, even if you felt that way, right? One, certain things you shouldn't say out loud in the public.
In the public.
Because yes, you may feel this way, but also you have a brand. And Funky has been able to say a lot of things. Growing up on YouTube, to be honest, a lot of people, YouTube might not have been as big if it wasn't for him, for the Black community as a whole, to be honest. Because I remember when I started YouTube back in 2008 or 9, Funky was on the YouTube doing a thing. I wasn't even out, so I was like, "Oh, who's this gay man doing this stuff?" The wigs and stuff, I can't do it. But as I got older and I really embraced myself, I did enjoy him more because I was just like, wow, that's crazy. Like he was able to embrace himself before I did. I think we're probably around the same age too. But then to see him now on Fox Soul and to hear him just tear her down, to me was crazy.
And it wasn't even just her. That's the problem. And I think, again, I have a problem personally with any man, whether they're the same race or not of the same race, judging a woman and her appearance and her weight, calling her face fat and all of this stuff. That's just because you're a gay man doesn't give you the right to sit there and act like you're talking to other women and relating in that way. That's not right.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah.
This brand saying,
and you just got to be careful. And I think back when he started, he didn't have to, because nobody was on YouTube and we weren't doing shows like this. I think he didn't even go live at the time. So you would never know what he said, but I feel like he's still back in 2008, 2009, where he could say what he wanted to say. But you got to be careful now because it will cancel you real quick. And I think that's one of the reasons why, because I don't know if you guys remember when pay my tithes and offering. Thank you.
Chi-Town.
Thank you so much for that. I don't know if you guys remember, but when damn, I forgot what I was gonna say now.
Just say thank you.
I said thank you already.
That's
when something first started. I forgot what I was gonna say.
I forgot. You talking about? I feel like you're still talking about you starting out.
When you can do YouTube when it first started, you can literally go and say anything. I have lots of videos from my other radio shows where the music is still on there, but we weren't monetized because I don't know if you could be monetized at the time. So I have a lot of old radio shows, but I will never say the name of the channels because people go back there and see what I said and create a bunch of shit.
Right.
But you could say anything. Yeah. And you wouldn't there's no backlash. Now, you have to be careful, especially when you are monetized, what you say. Because if you say something that's wrong, it could take your whole channel away like that.
But also, I feel like, whether he is known for, to Miss Dugan's point, whether he's known for outlandish and ridiculous things, that's outlandish and ridiculous is not insulting and degrading. That's a difference. And when he
say it one more time. Say it one more time.
Miss Dugan's point was Funky is known for saying outlandish and ridiculous things. But my point is that what he said about her wasn't being outlandish and ridiculous. It was degrading and insulting. And
right.
And he had no reason to even talk about her because the story wasn't even about her.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I didn't watch the interview. I didn't see it. I mean, at the interview, I didn't watch that particular one. I got bits and pieces from different podcasters and people giving their opinion and breaking some of it down. So I really couldn't give you a full opinion on it. I did hear that he was talking about the other sister. It went from one sister to the other sister real quick. I'm a big sister.
So let me just tell you. So they were talking about Haley because they were saying that she was pregnant by the boy from YouTube.
Right.
Okay.
And then Chloe came on to defend her sister. She didn't even say anything that was outlandish. She was just
went on a live and said,
she said, "Keep my sister's name out of your mouth."
That's it.
That's all she said.
And at nobody. Didn't at nobody. Just that it.
No, he was just saying She was just saying, "Keep my sister's name out of your mouth."
Okay. And then in the background, her mother or another family member was like, "Yes, don't talk about Haley."
Just like you would say about your own family member.
You know I'm already on that. Right. I got 5 sisters. I mean,
so then Funky came on. So then he came back and he apologized.
Well, no, Al.
Oh no,
Al,
wait, I'm wrong. So then
Al
he
talked
responded.
Well,
Wait,
first of all, so Deb, Al responded talking about Hallie. Then they went to Funky, and he went.
I feel like they both. Go ahead,
He
Sam.
started. I was going to say he started with Hallie, and then he went off on that whole tangent with about Chloe, and then Claudia brought it all back to Hallie because she's a professional and she knows what she's doing.
Right.
And she did not let him get away with just dogging.
I heard all. Yes, yeah, I heard. I didn't know how.
Chloe was never the conversation. Is what we're.
Okay, they were talking about the other sister about her pregnancy. So she is pregnant for that.
We don't know. We don't know if she's pregnant.
Don't know or not. Okay, see that's.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't know.
All Haley. I mean, all that Chloe was saying was, keep my sister's name out of your mouth. Y'all don't know if she's pregnant or not. That's all she was saying.
Okay.
And even when she was saying it, this thing, it's like she's every time she talks, she's happy.
Yeah.
So it didn't even sound disrespectful.
Not at all.
So she was like, "Hey, y'all know, keep my sister's name out of your mouth," with a big old smile on her face. Keep my sister's name out of your mouth. So he attacked that she didn't have any makeup. She's fat.
She's ugly.
That her music, nobody's buying it because it's not authentic.
Right.
Like he just trashed her.
Yep.
And it was just like, now, wait. I gotta do this. I gotta do. Where's this at? Where's this? Oh shit! Where's this at? Where's this at? Hold on.
While you're looking for that, Tracy Funky said he stood 10 toes down about her being disingenuous and inauthentic. He did not say that he stood 10 toes down regarding her appearance. That's the kind of thing that he gave a fake ass apology about. But he did say that he felt like she was inauthentic, and
I found it, Cindy.
Okay, go ahead.
So the entire time, Chloe is probably like,
"Now why am I in it?"
And you could have did it.
See how I get wrong
because you never apologized.
I didn't even did that.
Exactly.
She had nothing to do with it.
I wasn't even there.
Exactly.
That doesn't make no sense. Dang, I didn't, because I was like, I didn't remember. That's a key part, that Chloe wasn't part of the story. I mean, Chloe is the story, and he brought one sister's part of the story, but he brought
Haley was the conversation. Chloe,
right? Haley's the conversation, but he brought up Chloe.
But
the only reason why he brought her up is because she
made
her
that
sister.
one statement. Because she made that one statement on her live, he brought her into the story.
He was
but
like, she's not even hood.
So what you're saying is a hit dog hollers. A hit the hit dog was hollering. He took it personal when she said that.
He took it personal and was calling her. She's not hood, but again, she doesn't have to be hood. That's her baby sister. They're sisters, and she should defend her sister. And she
did nothing wrong.
Right,
I see nothing wrong with that. And again, let's be clear. I feel like because you're a celebrity or not, whether you might be pregnant or not, there might be reasons if she is allegedly where she does not want to reveal that. You want to get to a certain point of doing that. So it's not his
second trimester for sure.
Yeah, this young girl.
And lots of women understand that.
Yes.
Because I mean, I think a lot of actually in 2023, men should know that.
Yes.
That you don't even announce that. I mean, we just watched Housewives of, we talked about some Housewives of Atlanta when Dr. Jake was telling Sanya this.
Yeah.
Until a certain time, you don't even announce that.
You don't even announce it.
Because y'all can guess all y'all want to, but the fact that he did that, he's trash.
Right.
And I love Funky before this. Like he was a pillar to me. I loved his transition through YouTube, but this commentary that he did on this, I lost all the respect for him.
Me too. And I feel like that's another thing. Is like, Hallie is a real person. She's not just the Little Mermaid. Just because she did a Disney film doesn't mean she's not a woman.
Right.
Villains
are
real
women.
Right.
And, like so anybody that voiced a Disney character is not supposed to be pregnant.
Right.
It's crazy.
In Chi-Town, can you drop Cutie's link to her channel in the chat for me, please?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I don't know. But
I didn't see it. That's why my opinion of him. I mean, well, I didn't. Like I said, I've seen other people's opinions. I haven't had it like revealed to me in that way. I didn't know it started from them talking about her being pregnant or not pregnant or just even any of that. Like,
Yeah.
why are we talking about that? Just talk about the fact that you like them together or you don't, and then move on.
Well, they keep calling the boy because he's a YouTuber.
This man got a lot of money.
And
They don't
well,
like
he's a YouTuber.
they don't like the boy for
they
her,
say
but
that he's a fitness influencer. And listen, he may not be a fitness because just because you go to the gym and record does not make you a fitness influencer. I'm not fighting that battle because you may not be a fitness influencer. Right. But to me, she could have done better. Okay. Agreed. But no one can choose who I date or who I fall in love with. And that's the thing. So yes, we may all have opinions. I went off on my YouTube channel about it. I never disrespected that man or her when I talked about it because it's not my place. Right. So he's out of line of what he did. Yeah. And you know, we may all feel that way. But like I may go behind this, when this live is over, when I'm talking to y'all, say, now y'all know she should be dating that man. But I'm not going to YouTube and say that. Whoever she picks, she has to be a grown person and do it for herself. Because guess what? If it works out for her, then what?
Right. And I mean, how many of us have dated the wrong person in our 20s?
I married the wrong person.
Right.
So shit.
Thank you.
Yes.
Y'all make sure you go follow California Cuties channel. Thank you, Chi-Town, for getting the link. Make sure y'all click the link and follow California channel.
That's why I was late because I was doing doing our review, me and Barb.
I went on and liked everything too. A lot of y'all I watch. I don't comment because I be doing stuff, but I watch. I watch my TV, so I can't type on the TV.
Yes, I watch mine on TV too. That's what I was doing when I actually went upstairs. I put you on. I said, "Also, Deb's on." Me and Barb went off our live, and then I went upstairs for a hot second, and I transferred my phone to my TV, had it playing, went in my bathroom. So, Deb, you know what I was doing? I was in my bathroom. And so then I said, let me go say hi to my brother. And so I
just doing Housewives and another show at the same time.
We just did Housewives. We just did Housewives, and we just talking about.
But the cover art said 2 shows.
No, it just shows us. That's us.
No, your cover art says 2 shows though.
Yeah, but she's saying that the 2 shows meant like her channel and the other person's channel, right?
So when you and Barb did the show together, you talk about one and she talks about the other one?
No, we be on the same thing.
Hold on, I'm about to show you what I'm talking about because it's on your channel. Because I was watching.
I was on my channel watching, but I wasn't on my channel watching. It was playing.
But y'all have a split thing. It's like, hold on.
We stream from both channels.
No, it's not that. Hold on, I'm about to tell you what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I need to get what
so it says coastal critiques panel and Real Housewives of Atlanta review.
Me and Barb are the coastal critiques panel.
Oh, that's the name of your show.
That's what I was trying to explain.
I thought that was a show.
Yeah, that's our show, babe.
Got you.
So we're not just California Cutie and Barb meets World. We are the coastal critiques.
Got you.
That's what I was trying to explain. California Cutie, I need to get your background. If I had your background and didn't have to have my worlds collide, I would be on camera like you. How do you do that?
Hey, I ain't mad. All this is my little green screen, and I just take pictures. You know how I be doing my backgrounds? I take pictures on my Instagram and do it to my story so I can put the font and stuff on here, and then I load it up. That's all I do. That's all good. That's all I've done.
You know what's crazy?
That's all I've done.
You know what's crazy?
What?
I just realized that's you and her in the coastal
That's me and her, babe. You better recognize.
And because
I was like, I thought y'all reviewed 2 shows the same week. No, I did not know that. That's crazy.
So that's my sister's graphic. That's Barb made that graphic. Well, I gave her the picture. I did one, and then she redid it, and I was like, I used those pictures, and she was like, those pictures are beautiful. I was like, right, and then she put her tweak on it, and so we make it look, we professional around here.
You know what's the crazy thing is like, I'm gonna review the coastal critique show. I never picked up on that.
But her name is California Cutie, which California is coastal. We are a coastal.
But no, it's her
state.
and Barb. It's her and
Well,
Barb.
yeah, Barbara's
yeah.
in California, but she's from New Jersey.
So
she's on the other coast. So that's why we were going by California critiques, but people was like, "Oh, Barb is, Barb, you from California?" She like, I'm like, wait a minute, you dissing my city. You dissing my whole state. Hold on. So we switched it up to. I said, this lady's from New Jersey. She lives in Cali with me, so that's why. Thank you.
Chi-town.
The cover art is amazing.
It's amazing, and blue is my favorite color, so I really love it.
And turquoise is mine. Turquoise is my favorite. Yes. So I had to have it. I had to have my turquoise around me at all times. I love the color turquoise. I love it. Love it.
So
thank you guys.
We done got all the way off the subject. So
yeah, we sorry, but now y'all know what to do. Look, we didn't hook somebody up. I bet you y'all background's gonna be fly now.
But
I'm gonna still have my Beyonce background back here.
I'm mad. Okay.
I love it. So
Shout out says, I love your background, California Cutie. So professional looking.
I love it too. And sorry, I brought it onto this subject. But I mean, it's getting late your time, so Deb. So
yes, I know you guys gotta get ready, and I'm about to go cook me some tacos. Well, not me. I'm about to cook the kids some. It's Taco Tuesday, but I started my workout, so I had a salad today. I'm probably gonna have one taco if I have one.
Yes.
Well, I just want to say to the people in my chat real quick before you even do all the rest of that. Y'all been going so hard. My Cash App is only saying one thing. It's okay to Cash App me, y'all. It's okay.
It's okay. And his birthday is coming up.
My birthday's coming up.
Yes, the 40, baby.
Listen, if you want to get me my birthday money on my birthday date, we got one more day to send a super chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do a celebration before that. But I'm just saying, if y'all want to Cash App it,
so that
I need one more day. I got one more day. That's all.
Yeah, for him to get his first birthday.
So what's the best one that you want? So that Cash App or a super chat?
I mean, today I would love a super chat because
so it can go to your YouTube.
It would go to my birthday cash because we get our YouTube check on the 21st. My birthday's on the 22nd.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be like, YouTube birthday money,
Right. But also, so Deb, how dare you forget that Michael Jackson's birthday is today, Virgo?
I'm not a fan of his like that. So
I am. That is. I am.
Well, let's celebrate Michael Jackson. I mean, I know he's a pillar in the Black community. He was an amazing artist. I don't take away from nothing that he's done. Yeah. And I did not know his birthday was today, but shout out to Michael Jackson. It was his birthday today.
Shout out.
I did know that.
Michael Jackson is a pillar of Black music, and no one can ever change that part. Michael Jackson was an amazing artist. Michael Jackson changed the world when it came to pop music and R&B music.
Yes.
I can never say that for Michael Jackson. So
he's the king of pop.
He is the king of. I would say he's the king of pop.
Yeah,
he definitely was.
But you know who the queen is, though.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I'm sure she watched Michael as well.
Oh, absolutely. She gives him all the love. Listen, we're all Virgos, so
I got y'all.
That's why.
And we're not gonna forget not to bring back all the way to circle. I'm sorry, Cindy. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, as a fellow Virgo, how can you not give this man his props? And I feel like you dropped the ball. I was going to ping you, but I was working. And then you went live right before I was about to log off from work. But I was just like, this would have been the perfect day to do the Michael Jackson game day.
Well, you know what I would do, though? I'll do it on Friday.
Okay.
That'll be nice.
But I'm going to have to hit you up. So you can
early plan Friday.
I don't know.
Oh, I'll be there. I love Michael Jackson. He's my favorite artist.
The trivia on Friday for Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's my favorite artist. I'll be there. Not only that,
I'll say this because people think that I don't like him. I love Michael Jackson. I think Michael Jackson. I know Michael Jackson was the best who's ever done it.
Yeah, he's the blueprint for all of the people.
Everybody.
Beyonce says all the time, so I understand that.
Yeah,
right. But I just wasn't a fan of his music.
There's no but. There's
No,
judgment.
no.
He
I'm
said
saying
he doesn't like his music like that. That's a
for me,
difference.
I wasn't a fan.
He knows he can watch. I'm sure he can give you all the good songs that he's supposed to know. He can tell you about Beat It and Thriller. He can give you that. But what he's not going to give you is what I'm going to give you.
And
Every song off
Yep.
of Thriller's album, Lady
And
in My
also-
Life.
also,
I'm talking about
let me
Human
tell you.
Nature. I'm talking about, I'm going to go all the way in. I'm talking about You Want to Be Starting Something, the beginning of the first song on that thing. Don't play with
all of his music.
I know.
and
I said
also
that. I said,
Yeah.
you know all the hits. You know those. I said, but if you go into the meat and potatoes of the songs and how what songs flow and how the album flow, you won't know that. I will.
Tell me how the song flows.
Well, that's what I told SoDeb before, is that, you know, if he does something about Michael Jackson or Prince, I'm gonna win, number one. And I'm so old school because I'm older than you both, is that, you know, I remember Michael Jackson.
You older than California Cutie?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You know, I'm sure she know how old I am.
Yeah, because you guys came out here for her birthday.
I'm sure she knows. All right,
So you know what? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the Michael Jackson thing for Friday together.
Okay, cool. I hope everybody tunes in. That should be a good one. I mean,
Thank you, Princess. I'm not a super
Michael
fan.
has been famous since, you know, I understand that he's not a super fan, but when you are the blueprint of something and you have influenced so many artists, you know, 40 years after, 50 years after you become famous, he was famous since he was 6 years old.
Yeah,
so
right,
anybody that we look at, listen to, that has done pop or R&B has been influenced by Michael Jackson.
Absolutely.
And he deserves to have his shout out.
And here's the other thing.
I'm not taking none of it away from him.
And here's the other thing. To bring it all the way back to Atlanta Housewives, did y'all see that Ty and Candy trying to reboot that? I said, y'all better not do Michael Jackson. I said that in my life.
What they do?
They're about to reproduce or reboot The Wiz. And I said, they better not touch Michael Jackson. Don't you be playing with me and Michael.
Well, they're going to always. I mean, they're doing the color purple, so they're going to always redo The Wiz. It's never going to stop happening. After Candy and Todd, someone's going to do it too. But I think that also does credit his legacy.
It does.
The fact that like he has that much influence in the, you know, from that movie. Like, I don't hate him. Like, I think all the accolades you guys give him, I agree with those things.
Yeah.
As a fan of his music, I just wasn't a fan of his music. But what he did for music, I definitely give him all the credit for that.
I think it was a generational thing, and like I said, I grew up with that man and his family. I will always give them the utmost amount of respect. But outside of his siblings, if it wasn't for Michael, there would be no Janet. There would be no other. Right. No other. But other than that, you, like I said, it's all of those nuances where you say that people want to redo something like The Wiz. It's because of Michael Jackson. Nobody cares that Diana Ross and Nipsey, whatever his name was in, Russell was in there, and everybody only really remembers Michael. So.
Or like, just think about Dreamgirls. Like, I mean,
and just
it was an epic moment in time.
Yes.
And then when Jennifer Hudson and Beyonce and Anika Noni Rose redid it, it takes on the legacy of that. It's not taken away from what they did, or even Loretta Devine and Cheryl Lee Ralph. It doesn't take away their legacy of that.
No,
it's just saying that, you know, they started it and they did an amazing job. And the fact that they have artists who come along and do it again, and whether we feel like in this generation that is better or not,
right?
They started the legacy. They started the legacy of those things. Well, so I never take away from Michael Jackson's legacy. I don't think that he was a bad artist. I think he was an amazing artist. He wasn't my favorite artist. I don't like Chris.
I get that. I get that. But again, it's so funny when people say that, because anybody that you like now was heavily influenced by him.
Well, the only person I really like now, and my best friend, she hates me for this because I'm like, the Beyonce singing, but I don't hear about it. Like, I don't listen to a lot of music besides Beyonce for real. So
But she
That's
was
why I'm really
heavily
like on
influenced.
that.
But the truth is, she was heavily influenced by Michael. And in
Yeah,
fact,
I know that. I know that.
and in fact, her breakdown, like I told you before, days ago, or maybe a week ago, from "To Break My Soul" is not only Madonna but Michael, the Jackson.
But who
Okay,
did it better? That's all I'm saying.
Michael the Jackson.
We don't even remember that he did that besides you, so
And
I don't
no,
think that's
everybody
true.
remembers that. No,
Wait,
everybody.
Today's the first time I even heard that.
wait,
Okay,
what?
cutie.
I was reading. I was reading. What? Wait, because bring it back.
Let's talk about somebody that knows Michael. So on "Shake Your Body Down to the Ground," that
Girl,
and then
that's on
him
my list
walking,
right now.
and
That's
then
one of
him
my walking songs. What?
right, and then
I don't
him
know what's happening.
walking.
What's happening?
Wait, and then that walk and that strut that he did with him and his brothers. Do you not remember that?
Girl,
I don't know.
first
I
of all,
missed
these
a lot
all
what
went
you
to,
said.
let me tell you something. I went
Hold
to
on,
my
cutie. Wait. Say it again, Cindy, because I can't hear what you're saying.
Okay, I was just saying the breakdown that Beyonce does in between "Break My Soul." Not only does she do Vogue, but she also does the strut and the breakdown from "Shake Your Body Down to the Ground." So when she finishes "Break My Soul" and she starts walking with her dancers, and it goes and yes, and
What part?
yes,
What
and
does Beyonce do that?
she does that, and I just told you where.
That's
And
what she,
No,
so
like, what did she say? Like, I don't know. I must have missed.
it's like, is it in the video? Is it in the
no,
video or
it's
There's
on the
no
concert.
video.
It's on the
it's at the
concert.
concert? It's at the
It's a
concert.
concert.
Because I haven't
It's
watched
at
the
the
concert yet. Because
concert.
Well, I went to the concert. She never did that, so I don't know.
She did. She does it in every concert. I'm gonna send it to you. So
The
you
one
know
that
she
we no,
did.
the concert that we went to, a lot of stuff that people sing, she didn't do at our concert.
She
She did a
did
lot
do
of
the
new.
break.
She did more new stuff. She did a lot of stuff that she did not do at other concerts.
She
At our
did
concert,
it on "Break My Soul." She has that whole breakdown where she sings, and I know she sings "Break My Soul" on every concert.
she does say "Break My Soul," but she didn't do the. I never heard that.
She does it every time. I'm gonna send it to you. I have a
yes, I'm going to go look for it. Well, I'm going to watch it because I've already want to watch
Atlanta
it.
Part 3 that we were at is on YouTube, so I go look at it. But she never did that on YouTube. I mean, on Atlanta.
We're going to find out. You're going to send it to him. And on top of that, my first concert I ever went to was Michael Jackson. I was in the fourth grade.
Oh, really?
Yep,
I
mine
went
too.
to Michael Jackson concert. It wasn't Michael Jackson. It was the Jacksons.
It was the Jacksons.
It was the Jacksons.
Now I could have went to that. I would have loved that.
Okay, first of all, I was at the Forum. I was at the Forum in Inglewood.
You cutie. You were like me.
Y'all brought the same concert.
Okay, I was at the same concert, and I'm gonna tell you who opened up for it. I'm gonna tell you who opened up, and I told them that I met this person too, and told him I was at this concert. He told me, "You look too young to have been at that concert." I said, "I was only in the first damn grade," but who it was, Johnny Gill and Stacey Lattisaw opened up. They sang Perfect Combination. That's who opened up, and then the Jacksons came on top of that. But then when I met Johnny Gill years later, maybe 10 years ago, I met Johnny Gill at a small club, and I told him that I was like, I was at one of your first concerts. He looked at me like, what? I said, you opened up for Michael Jackson. I said, you opened up for the Jacksons, right? I said, right here at the Forum. He said, he stepped back and looked at me. He said, you don't look like you was old enough to be at that concert. I said, but I was there.
Well,
and so that
we all have an issue with that on YouTube. So
I know. I'm sorry that I'm 50 and I only look.
I mean,
30.
I don't because people think I don't look the age that I look. My job is like, how old? Like,
I told my mom and them that it was with this. You're about to be your 40th birthday. They was like, what? Yeah. What? I said, yeah, right. I was like, we know how we do. But and then I went and saw him again in like 86, between 85 and 86. This is when they did the victory tour and all of them came back together.
Yep. And
Michael Jackson did,
that was
at the Dodger Stadium.
Well, that was at the Dodger Stadium. I was there too with my sister, and that was the last tour that Michael did in the United States.
And I never seen him again after that. And I was so mad when he was going to do this last concert and he passed away.
He was going to come back.
That would have been it for me. That I like how Deb is on. Just imagine the way you feel about Beyonce. Imagine that 100 times, 1,000 times. more because I've learned.
I get that though.
I've known Michael Jackson my whole life. You know Beyonce some of your life. So it's like it's like
what I feel. You know what I feel about that. I feel really disappointed about in my life is that I hated Luther Vandross growing up because my dad loved him so much because my uncle
okay, that makes sense.
I was like, that's old people. That's old people music. Growing up, I hated him
because you couldn't appreciate it. Then.
I could not. But my uncle sung with him through his entire career. So any concert that Luther Vandross had, my parents went to all the time. If they were around the time, they would go.
I never got to see Luther.
I wish that I could go back in time and literally.
I love it.
Oh wow!
Don't play with me. This is one of my babies. One of my clients asked me. Her mom is my friend's daughter gave this to me. Her mom is a Prince fan, and my best friend is a Prince fan, and so.
But imagine being this close from Luther Vandross and never ever experiencing that because you was like my dad's music.
Didn't care.
I hate that I missed that moment in my life.
I can't. It's okay. I mean, it's a story. At least you can. You're able to tell that story. But yeah, I'm a Michael Jackson fan. Been a Michael Jackson fan. I could tell you, I had 103 pictures of Michael Jackson on my wall.
You know what? That might be why I feel like Michael wasn't that great of a singer because of Luther Vandross.
What?
Okay, I got you because you're listening to.
And you put a Luther and Michael next together, and who's singing better?
Oh yeah, you can't creep. You can't. Those are two different calibers. We talking two different things.
I mean, it's like once again, if we compare like a Whitney to Janet,
But I'm saying as a kid though. I'm like, I would rather listen to something else besides Luther Vandross, to be honest.
I understand, but let me just finish. I was just going to say that's like comparing a singer like Whitney,
an entertainer,
not a dancer, and then a performer like a Janet Jackson.
Right?
Well, Michael didn't start off as a performer.
He started out as a singer, and he had a beautiful voice.
Jackson 5, he was a singer.
I loved his singing voice.
I love his singing voice. That's when he was young. That voice was beautiful. Then that's the
Michael Jackson I did love. I love that Michael Jackson.
That's just like New Edition.
I was like,
that's like New Edition, and you go back and listen to their first. Is this the end? You listen to Rock's voice, you're gonna be like, wait, his voice was impeccable. Like you're not gonna never duplicate Ralph's from New Edition's voice.
But wait. I'm trying to go back to Michael Jackson and Luther Vandross. That's why I felt like when it came down to when Michael Jackson was in Jackson 5 and when he stepped out of that and did like the doo-wop pop, I didn't like that part because I love Michael Jackson 5.
Well, because
when I'm saying like I wasn't a fan of his. When he changed his music, I think maybe that's what it was for me growing up.
He had to grow. So Deb, just like.
But as a kid, I didn't know that.
Let me finish, please.
I didn't get to finish what I was saying.
Let me.
I'm trying to finish what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
So as a kid, I love soul music. I love me some Jodeci. I love people who are. I argue all the time about Boyz II Men because I love singing. So Michael Jackson was doing like, what was it? The Thriller. I don't like that. When he was doing what was the other song? I hated this song. The people love this song, but it was like he didn't give any effort to the music. I felt like I don't want to hear that. What song that is. But as I got older, I realized that there's pop music and there's soul music. And because my aunt bought me a butterfly for I think it was like my 13th birthday, and I was like, I literally it's just in my mom's house to this day. It's still in the plastic. I don't want this. I don't like this type of music, but I didn't understand the type like music at the time. I want to singing music because I'm a fan of those things. But now I think as an adult, I do kind of miss the fact that I did miss the growth of Michael Jackson.
Yes.
And like the pop part of Michael Jackson because I like the Jackson 5 Michael and not the pop music Michael Jackson.
Right. You like the melody, the melodicness, and when they harmonize together, like you say.
I want to hear.
Yeah.
Okay. So can I finish my point?
Yes.
Go ahead, Sandy. Go ahead.
So you have to remember that Michaels was famous at like 6 or 7 years old. So
Right.
he was also signed to Motown at that time, and that was all R&B and soul music. And
Right.
so, and can you imagine a baby at that age singing like that? And then he had to grow up and he had to transition. When he got off of Motown and got signed to Epic, he was like trying to grow, just like we were talking about earlier about Chloe Bailey. He was trying to find his niche and trying to grow. But think about it, he was successful in all of those
Right.
genres. He was one of the only duet partners that Paul McCartney from the Beatles ever sang with.
Period.
Period.
And the song was
shouldn't, because how much
amazing.
they steal from black people though. But go ahead.
And
Right,
that song
they
was
did.
amazing, and that video is amazing. And Latoya Jackson looked
But
bomb
how
in that
much they
video.
steal from black people too though. But go ahead.
They did, but
We
to
know
your
that.
point,
We know all that.
we already know all of that
Right.
because England got a lot of our music and a lot of their influences like years later after it was released. I'm not excusing it, but the
No,
whole point
I'm
is,
agreeing with you. I'm just saying they
yeah.
should, because they stole music from us. But
Well, that's okay.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
I was gonna say, but that's okay because Michael stole their catalog from them.
He should have.
All of it. Thank you. Thank
Luther
you.
Vandross stole music from everybody. But go
Yep,
ahead.
that's right. No, that's all I wanted to say was like you can't compare what he was recording and how he was singing when he was 6 or 7 to when he was in his 20s and 30s.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's not, he had to grow into something else. He couldn't keep saying, singing that same music because music changed.
Right.
He
That's
was
what he got
changing.
tired of. That's what made
Yep,
him
he got
go
tired of
out.
it.
That's what he got.
Yeah.
That's when you watch the movie, or that it'll show you that's where he got tired of singing the same doo-wop. He had stuff in his own head that needed to come out.
That he
His
wanted to come out.
genes was getting festering.
I actually, those soul songs were so signature for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And for me, like, I understand now as an adult why he did what he did. But growing up, I loved that type of music.
Mhm.
Michael Jackson did do what he was supposed to do.
Oh
And-
yeah.
and also-
I don't now as an adult, I don't like disagree with that. Like, I
Right.
feel like I go back sometimes and like listen to stuff. I'm like, okay, I do appreciate this music more. But at that time, I wasn't a fan.
But then also you have to remember, like, the person that you do love the most, Beyonce, she had to also break away from Destiny's Child and break away from just R&B so that she could elevate. She would have never been the Beyonce that you love today if she stayed
I know that.
doing
in her group.
that same,
She
that
stayed in
same
her
stuff.
group.
I know that. I know that.
Yeah.
Good child. We went all over the world in
We
that.
did.
We talk about Bravo and Housewives of Potomac to Beyonce and Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Man.
But that's what happens if you come over here to this channel. If you are new here, subscribe.
Please.
What happens?
We have really good conversations, and we can agree to disagree, or we can agree, and we always
Like we
have
do it the best, Cindy.
yeah, and we always
I
have
feel like
respect.
I never watch a channel who can agree to disagree better than me and you.
I know, and I think, or just have a different perspectives. It's not like you have to agree all the time, but we agree often. But we also can agree to disagree, and it's never any hard feelings. And I like that commentary for anybody. I feel like even if we go all the way back to what we were talking about with TGIF, I feel like Claudia made it respectful, but I don't like that when Funky went off and then Al was cracking up at what he was saying because it wasn't funny. I felt like he should have also stepped in and been like,
I feel like he was co-signing.
yes, me too. And that's sad.
Probably was. Well, hopefully they're learning from their mistakes, and it won't happen again. Sometimes it takes something like this.
It's going to happen again.
Hopefully not, because if it does happen again, he could get canceled, and I don't particularly want to see that for him. Like I said, we all say things or think things we shouldn't say out loud, and sometimes we say it and then it's too late, and it's like, oops, I shouldn't have said that. So
but
hopefully,
you also have to realize when you're untouchable all the time, you feel like that's going to be a thing for you right now.
Right.
In this atmosphere, Funky might not be untouchable. It depends on how the people who feel about him talking about Chloe, especially with Black women right now. it's a big thing. So you have to understand that might be something that will tear him down. If he doesn't, then he went on and apologized and doubled down on his comments.
Right.
So people don't feel like he apologized for real.
If you double down, that's not an apology.
I would give it 2 or 3 months to see how it works. I don't even know if people are really watching TGI like that, but we're gonna see how well it works after today.
Yeah, I've been watching.
I'm not going to be watching that because I can't support that, because I feel like, you know, at his big age, and I mean, again, unless you are perfect, unless you are gorgeous, don't talk about anybody else's appearance. And he's neither. And I'm not trying to downplay him, but what I'm saying is, don't talk about any woman's appearance as a man, and you're not looking like The Rock or Denzel, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just.
But even if you was handsome, still don't talk about people. I mean,
that's what I said. Don't
especially
do
when it
But
wasn't.
you can't talk about her how she looking and how you looking like you looking. Period.
Thank you.
And that's just fact. Period. Funky is not the best looking man. Like, first of all, your name is Funky. It sounds like you stink. And then second of all, you can't go on looking like an old ass man when you're not as old as you are. Right. Third of all, Chloe is young, and it don't matter what you're talking about from a photo that you showed. When Chloe goes and she performs, Chloe is bad as fuck. So what he did was cause issues for him, because one, that's not his same demographic. And they need to appeal to all demographics when they're coming to TGIF. That's why you don't see a lot of YouTubers going on talking about younger people, because the reality is that they can read the shit out of you, because first of all, you owe to them.
Yep.
Agree.
Old as fuck. Talking about Chloe.
Right.
Chloe is signed to Beyonce. So if she don't look good to you today, she will look good to you tomorrow. But also, secondly, Chloe is looking bad. She posted the picture first on the next day. Did you see those pictures? Matter of fact, let me show y'all what Chloe pulled up the next day. Go ahead, Cindy, while I'm doing this. Let me show you what Chloe pulled up the next day.
Both sisters are absolutely beautiful. I don't see where anybody, especially a black man, would tear them down at all, gay or straight. And also, while you're looking for that, so Deb, you have a new person here, so I wanted to shout her out. Is it Sharon Howard? She says, "Hello to everyone. My first time listening to your channel."
Oh, thank you, Sharon. Sharon Howard. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me pull up what Chloe is. She put up after he said all this.
Right.
This is how you know you should shut your mouth.
Exactly. Wow.
What's not beautiful about it?
Child, get it go.
Let's go to the second one.
Gorgeous. I love that outfit. That outfit is banging.
Let's go to the third one.
Right.
That's
performing
in it.
And makeup or no makeup, perfect.
Let's go to this one. Let's go to this one.
Makeup or no makeup,
Let's go to this one. I mean, Chloe looks beautiful. I don't care. Like, a lot of us wake up in the morning, we don't look the way we look when we get ready for the day. Wrong or right?
Right.
So the fact that he had the opportunity to come on and call Chloe fat and ugly, baby, what you wake up looking like in the morning?
Right. And again, makeup can only enhance your natural beauty.
Come on.
Real time.
That's real.
Unless you want Chloe Bailey ugly and fat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's no ugly or fat in that area, but man, those pictures was amazing. Thanks for sharing.
Amazing. Tracy.
Tracy said while he was talking about Chloe, he looked like as if he needed chapstick on his face.
Yes, honey. Yes.
Not on his face. Lord have mercy.
He never showed up looking like, oh, fuck, he died. Fuck, he fine as, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me go holler at him unless you wanted some money or, come up on him. No one's ever looked at Funky and be like, damn, he fine.
No.
I've never heard someone say, I want to date him.
No. I mean, the most that in comparison, let's compare it. So let's compare it. Let's bring it back to Roja. I mean, with Drew and Ty, I would even date Ty.
Listen, everybody has said that. Everybody has said that.
We all know this.
Richie Scott said that if he was dating his husband, he would date Ty. There's a lot of heterosexual and homosexual people who keep on saying they would date Ty.
I'm gonna call a thing a thing, and like I said, the truth is the truth. Ty is fine. I don't blame you.
Absolutely.
No.
I don't fault you for saying her crush. I ain't faulting that crush.
Thank you. Ty,
I ain't mad at it.
Ty was fine. When Mimi brought her, I was like, "Who that?" I mean, I had to look twice myself.
Thank you, Norris.
Thank you, Norris.
Thank you, Norris.
Let me tell you something. I don't know if you guys watched this. I'm gonna tell you another gay lady. I bet I say that too loud. My husband be like, "What you say?" Another gay lady that was really pretty to me. On Netflix, what is it called? The Ultimatum.
Yes.
They have the lesbian Mal.
Yes, I told you to review the new one, but I love the.
I know. I gotta go back and watch the new one, but the one with the same-sex couple, Mal, tall Mal with the blonde hair or the short hair. I was in love with Mal. I just was like, her. She was swag was up, dressed nice. Give me that.
You know what her name is?
Mal.
M-A-L. That's all she went by. But my figure is like my sister, like Mallory. But that's part of the film for her, so she goes by Mal.
But with the cheekbones and the dreads and the
gorgeous. Oh my gosh, please pull her up. This the whole thing. It was I was like,
I'm gonna see if this is the person you're talking about. Hold on.
Okay. It was on the same sex not this current one. So
not this last one, the season before this.
The season before this last one.
This one?
Yes. In the middle. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
No, seriously. In motion, it's her personality,
the swag
of the yin yang, her softness, her not even roughness, but just everything about her was bomb.
Can I tell you something though? A lot of things that people hate this, but not people, they don't hate me about this. But there's a lot of guys like that I want to date that are like their masculinity and their femininity match.
Yes.
There's a guy, and I've talked about him on my other channel a lot. He's very masculine and feminine at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so, I love that energy for me.
Androgyny.
Yes. Like
what I don't feel like it's androgyny. What I always
it's
say,
not androgyny.
Like,
it's not
about Ty and like Mel is that
Ty is just masculine.
Right. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I'm not calling either one of them that. I thought what you were talking about.
But this person, I can see what you said about the masculine and feminine thing.
Right, but what I was going to say was that what I call people like Ty and Mal is that they're pretty handsome.
Yes,
they're handsome and pretty.
Yeah. I like that.
And
it was her the way she talked too.
So change this around for a man though,
right?
And this is like if I would date someone, you guys will see this. If I date someone, switch this around for a man. This is what I like.
Yeah.
The guy, and I like this man. I'm telling y'all,
you got Deb. Shut up.
I love this man because he has that masculine, feminine thing.
You like attractive.
I love it.
But it's like
you dealt with some attractive people.
But also, I was going to say that as far as Mal is concerned, her thing was that not only was she like physically fine, but like California Cutie said, was that she was so invested and so trying to do the right thing by her partner that had that feminine part where was like a caregiver, but she was also so masculine. So it was like that, like I said, like a pretty handsome,
like a helpful, like she's the one killing the bug. She going out there, she opening the car door. She got the umbrella and moving it for the lady. Yeah. I like it, and I just appreciate it so much. And I'm never gonna be scared to tell no female.
When we log off this, I'm gonna show you this boy. When we log off this, don't y'all get off here. I'm gonna show you this boy.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna show you guys something. Okay. What you talking about? Like I'm telling you, this is my favorite type of man. Like if I ever date someone, it's gonna be the perfect match. I love this about me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you right now. I'm trying to
tell you. Super chat though.
Real quick, I want to thank. I don't even know how to say this name. Nikas T. Donna. But thank you so much for the super chat. Stay blessed, beautiful people. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Yeah.
It looked like in a case.
The case.
Or
like case.
The case Tijana.
Niswa? Okay.
Niswa?
I wish you could put in a chat if you could put it the way it's pronounced, like spell it.
What I was gonna say, put it phonetic. If you can do it phonetically, that would be helpful.
We don't want to mess it up. We want to be able to say it the right way.
Right.
Appreciate that. I want to stay blessed.
The amount, so Deb, how do you change the amounts of a super chat? Is there
change
a
the
limit?
Amounts? Oh, it has a little bar.
I see it.
Yeah, it has a little
bar.
Thing.
It's a
Yeah.
little scroll thing. Yeah.
When you're super chat, when you're doing a super chat, it has like a little thing at the bottom when you're doing it before you send it. Like it lets you change how much you want to do.
Yeah, it has a bar and it just goes higher, greater to lower.
Oh, I see. Got it. Okay. YouTube is this how it always has been?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who knew? But yeah, I just feel like I don't know. Maybe this season wouldn't even be as fun to review SoDeb, but that last season was everything. I was so enthralled and so engrossed. I binged the whole thing, and Mel was definitely my favorite.
Man, my fave. I just so invested. I was like, and the reunion was so good. Oh,
so
it was
good.
That season was excellent. So I definitely can't wait. I want to watch this next season as well.
Yeah, I want to try to watch it, but I already know that, I'm annoyed by, I hate to say it, like regular kind of like heterosexual relationships, because they always have the same kind of drama, whereas that was different to me.
That's why, and I'm one of my gay clients, female lady client. She's the one that put me on, and I was like, "Girl, you already know," because she knows I do podcasting and stuff, and I was so intrigued, and it was so good, and it made me understand them more, like And my daughter, my oldest daughter, she doesn't like labels, but she is bisexual, a bisexual woman. So I
thank you, Cindy.
I brought, so sweet. And but I brought a person into this world this way. So I get it, and I love her too. I love her because I feel like she's always lived in her truth. She's somebody that I admire. My daughter's 31. So and she's always lived in her truth. Since she was
But Cutie's daughters are amazing.
No.
Cutie's entire family is amazing.
They are pretty cool.
And like, if you ever meet Cutie's family, like they are so amazing.
It's so interesting.
That's like when you see a family, like when you want to see a family for real, like you got to see them. Like they are so amazing together. Yeah. And they just have that family element where, like, like, don't fuck with this family because they whoop your ass in a second. But they love each other for real, for real.
We do. Yeah. We do have that kind of relationship. Sorry.
But that's how a family should be. And it's always been so weird to me that people would bring in a kid's sexuality as talking about their family, because not you, California Cutie, but I'm just saying, like, whether it's a negative or positive, it's just like my son is my son, my sister's my sister, my brother's my brother. Like, it should just be that, regardless of what their sexuality is. It has nothing to do with representation of who as full people, but whatever. It is
right. Yeah, I wish people would walk into it with blinders on, like just listen to the voice, I guess. I don't even know. Like, stop being so judgmental. We all have things, you know. Yeah. Nobody's perfect. None of us ever gonna be. And that's okay. That's what makes the world go around.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, y'all, I'm about to end this live.
Okay.
Y'all stay here. I'm gonna show this boy, but stay here, y'all. Cindy and California Cutie. Y'all, I love y'all so much for joining for this, because I gotta go to work tomorrow. For real.
Yes.
But I love y'all for joining, because I feel like we need to talk about this thing. It was important to me, and I hated that I made a quick video and like, okay, let's do this, but I was like, no, we need to come on and talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
So y'all, make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel. Follow California Cutie. The link is in the chat. Of course, Cindy's over here with me.
Yep.
So it's like our channels together.
Oh, I appreciate it. I was gonna say, outside of like you and the candy shop, you and So Busy, I'm just here for you, really.
Yes, it's like me, So Busy, me and the kid. It's like sharing the things, and then Cindy and So Deb. Oh, Cindy and So Deb, I like that.
Cindy
Okay.
and So Deb, because I really am just here to kiki with you. So
yeah,
you guys, y'all do amazing every time.
Thank you.
And I always want everybody that I follow for real. So thank you for showing up, California Cutie. Your link is in the chat. I'll make sure I put it in my description. So people don't remember, it's still there. Make sure you guys follow California Cutie. Let's get up out of here. Y'all don't go nowhere. And I'm gonna get up out of here, and then we'll see you guys. I'll see you guys. They'll see you guys in their next videos. Love y'all. Say bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Let me get my song.
We love you guys.
I did it. 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 You did it. I did it.